Hey Rangers fans, have you joined the Rangers Network? If not, now's the time. It's easy and free to subscribe. Get your phones out. Text the word Rangers to 42828 to stay in touch with all the latest Rangers news. Want that again? Text the word Rangers to 42828. Go Rangers!
Warning, intruder detected. Establishing communication. Access granted. Accessing confidential data. Let's go. Your message has been transmitted successfully.
Smithson Valley High School Rangers Stadium, as it's the Rangers and the Knights here on the Ranger Network. Tony Brubaker and Roland J. Austin Milam on stats. We hope to have a great broadcast for you. We're about 5 minutes or so from kickoff as both teams have yet to come back out. Well, here come the Rangers, and the Knights will soon to follow. But Roland, as we get ready for kickoff, what are some keys you see to the game tonight?
You know, for Smithson Valley, you brought it up right in the beginning there, Tony. We need a Josh Atkins-like game. And the way to do that, the way to give him time to sit back there and find his receivers is to get that running game going. Now, when during the Austin Anderson game a couple of weeks back, 188 yards on the ground. Last week, it was roughly about 75, 77 yards against Round Rock. And they've really got to get that running game going to establish the passing game. We're in for a barn burner. I think they were correct when they said this is the game of the week, according to the San Antonio newspaper.
No doubt the Smithson Valley Rangers looking to follow their quarterback, Josh Atkins. Went over 5,000 career passing yards last week in a loss at Round Rock. He's a guy, Roland, we've talked about. When he's on, this offense is very dangerous.
Absolutely, and we've got to have more of a Josh Atkins-like game from the Smithson Valley Slinger there, as opposed to last week, just about 50% passing rate last week, and we need to have more of a Josh Atkins-like game for the Rangers to get one in the W column this evening.
Indeed they do. We are again getting close to kickoff. We've got another commercial break ahead of us, and then we'll come back with tonight's broadcast as you're listening to Smithson Valley football on the Ranger Network.
Welcome to the Rangers Network. 24-hour-a-day access to news, game replays, original shows, live game night radio coverage, and more on rangersnetwork.com. Watch every home and away game the day after, complete and the way only the Rangers Network can bring it to you. Never miss an episode of Inside Rangers Football. Listen to all the games live on your smartphone with our exclusive live scoring screen. Rangers Network is your media hub for everything Rangers. Be a part of Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Security Bank, Ferris Orthodontics, GVTC, Wick Productions, HEB, Rangers Network, Chicken Express, Pizza Hut, Red McCombs Ford, and Smoky Moe's.
And we're back. Ranger Stadium. We're about ready to kick this one off even earlier than expected. The Steele Knights will kick it off. Putting a foot to it will be Matthew O'Brien. It's Dillon and Woodard deep for the Rangers, and there's the high arching kickoff. Will be caught by Woodard just into the end zone. He'll bring it out left sideline. Gets through a big pile. Now breaks loose and gets brought down at the last second by a Steele defender just over the 30-yard line, and that's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10 on the opening drive of the evening.
I tell you what, Tony, he was just about breaking one tackle away from something real special.
That was a good look as they had good blocking initially, and only with a shoestring type of tackle did he get brought down. That is Trayvon Merrick Woodard. Well, Josh Dillon is the quarterback. His offensive lineman includes Dylan Brooks, Cole Baumgartner, Caden Dix, Brock Scherber, and Andrew Antelinel. And here they go. Two backs with him, one in motion. Atkins takes the snap and hands it off. Coming this way, that looks like the tailback Deaton. He'll get about 4 yards up to the 35-yard line before he's brought down by a bunch of defenders, including Josh Crosland, the big nose tackle for the Knights.
Absolutely good defensive pursuit on that play. Got him to a 4-yard gain that time.
So 2nd and 6 for the Rangers. Two receivers to the right. Now Dillon is one of them in motion to the left, so 2 left and 1 right. A couple of backs in the backfield. Now Dillon in motion. And there's illegal procedures, so instead of 2nd and 6, it'll be 2nd and 11 on the first penalty of the night.
You're mentioning keys to the game. It's kind of obvious, but this is one thing you need to do is not shoot yourself in the foot early on.
Good point. So 2nd and 11. A more obvious passing down instead of the 2nd and 6 where you have a choice to do either one. Atkins will break 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Again, 2 backs offset, 1 behind and 1 to his side. Now again, Dillon in motion. They'll fake it. Atkins keeps it. He gets hit in the backfield and won't get much. He'll be brought down at about the 29, so he gets about a loss of 1. Down at the bottom of the pile, it looked like one of the linebackers, Turin Morris, with the credit of the tackle there. So 3rd and 11 now.
That was Morris that came over with the start. Big 3rd down now for Smithson Valley.
2 receivers to either side now for Atkins, who has a lone setback behind him. Josh had everybody set. Now with the play clock still in the teens, he looks to the sideline to confirm it. Steele looks like they might want to blitz. Instead, they rush 4. There's some pressure. Josh moves left. He's going to carry it now. Knocks down 1 defender, but then gets brought down at least a yard shy of a first down. So they won't get a first down with the Rangers on this initial possession. He's down at the 39. It'll be 4th and 2 for the Rangers.
Well, now's the time you punt it away and, of course, bring your defense on the field and hope they can get the same results.
Looks like they're going to go for it, though. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. There's a slot on the right side. Now 2 receivers in the backfield. Josh tried to draw off Steele, but they didn't go. Maybe it's just an attempt, and maybe the Rangers will take a timeout. Atkins sneezed right there as the play clock goes under 1. The Rangers will take a timeout with 9:36 in the opening frame, and they will take a timeout, and then they'll punt. So we'll keep it here, right here on this initial situation. Larry Hill just there thinking maybe we can draw them off sides if they jump on a hard count, and they didn't jump, so it's 4th down.
Absolutely. It was a good call. You have nothing to lose. I mean, you're just back in punt situation right now on 4th down, and as I was mentioning, hope your defense can come on the field and do the same thing that the Knight defense did to your offense.
And obviously this is a field position kind of thing too. You get a good punt here, you stop them back at the 20. They've got a long field to go. You never want to give them a short field because they're a big play kind of team. But Smithson Valley trying to do something efficient here and trying to get rid of the ball and give it to Steele in unfriendly territory. Michael Hilston's the punter. He's averaged 34.3 yards on his punt so far in 2016. The deep snapper is Mason Pierce. The snap is good. Hilston puts a foot to it. High wobbly kick will come down near the 35. It gets a Ranger bounce, but will stop around the 32 or 33, and that's where the Knights will start 1st and 10 from their own 32, as we'll have a change of possession here. 9 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the opening quarter. It's the Rangers and the Steele Knights.
What gives? Oh, check it out. He's buffering.
That's super annoying. He really ought to sign up for GVTC's internet service with SpeedSync. Up to 100 megabits download speed and up to 100 megabits upload speed too.
That's fast. Finally, he'll stop buffering at the worst times.
Call GVTC today for SpeedSync internet service and say bye-bye to buffering. GVTC, just plain smart.
When he's done loading, this is gonna be hilarious.
Oh, by the way, Mom, I volunteered us to host the Band Booster fundraiser meeting.
When?
tonight, and we'll need to have something to eat too.
Sure, honey. How many are coming?
I don't know, like 5?
Thank you for calling Smoky Mo's. This is Katie. Yes, ma'am, we can feed 3 to 8 with our family pack.
Actually, it's more like 20 are coming.
Yes, ma'am, we can feed 20 with our group pack.
Actually, make that 50. The Silver Spurs dance team is coming too.
Absolutely, we can feed 50 with our group pack.
Boy, it doesn't get any better than this.
Ain't that the truth? I'm glad we got a chance to do this with you being so busy with football.
Yeah, and you don't have any free time working on all those people's smiles.
Hey, what do y'all think y'all are doing? You got kids to coach, and we have smiles to make.
And we're back on the Ranger Network. 29 yards on that punt by Hilston. No return, as I mentioned, and the Knights will bring out their offense, which is led by quarterback Xavier Martin. The 6-foot-tall senior has thrown for 537 yards. He's run for 443, so almost 1,000 yards after 3 games for his offense. Got a couple of running backs with him, and this one's a handoff. Looks like Lumpkin going right, and he doesn't get much. He's caught down at his legs. Leans forward to about the 34. We'll give him a gain of 2, so it's 2nd down and 8.
Good defensive pursuit that time by the front line of Smithson Valley.
So 2 receivers broke left, 1 to the right. The lone setback looks to be Brady. That's the handoff, but there's a nice tackle, a nice play by the lineman, C.J. Keller. And he'll bring down the running back for a loss of 1, or a loss of 1, back to the 33-yard line.
What a heads-up play that time by Keller, just breaking through to stop the Steele running back for no gain. I mean, he was just hungry. He wanted it.
Indeed, the junior who had 3 tackles on the season now has his 4th, and it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 for the Knights. Martin takes the shotgun snap. Has 3 receivers left. That's where he's looking, but he'll get bumped. He twists away and finally is brought down. A couple of different defenders. It was Gibbons along with Fullen that were both in the backfield and both gave him trouble. He finally goes down back at the 29, a loss of 3, and the Knights will have to punt.
Also, you got to credit number 99, Brandon Arnold, for being in on that stop as well. Getting to the quarterback, Martin, wow, what a defensive series for Smithson Valley.
Arnold, the big defensive lineman as a senior, has made many big plays. Here's the punt. It's Brady's punt back to Woodard, and he bobbles it. It went off his hands. Now he'll pick it up with Knights all over him, and he'll be brought down inside the 10. I think he tried to catch the initial reception of the punt, and I'm not sure if he touched it or not. He acted initially like he hadn't touched it and he was just going to let it roll, but then went and picked it up. But a loss clear back inside the 10-yard line. Well, they're going to spot it at the 5, but that makes no sense since he was tackled at the 10 and fell backwards with the huddle. But they will be 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line, will the Knights.
You know, Tony, I wonder if he took his eyes off the ball there for a minute and was looking upfield to see what he had in the way of blockers.
66 yards on that punt by Brady, so here come the Rangers. 7:45 to go in the opening frame, no score. As you're listening and watching on the Ranger Network, here's a handoff over the left side, a gain of about 5 as the Rangers continue to push. Trying to see if that was Deaton. After the gain of about 7, it was. It's 2nd down and 3. So Jaden Deaton, who has 33 yards on 12 carries so far this year, got a gain of 7 on that one. So Atkins sends 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Rudd comes in the backfield. Now an inside handoff. Won't get much, up to about the 14. Maybe a gain of a yard or 2. But not much there as the defense is really tight on the interior defense.
I think that was Rude that time with the carry. So that does bring up a 3rd down. They're saying no gain. They're going to give him a 3rd and 4.
Now the scoreboard says 3rd and 4, but the sticks look like a 3rd and 2. So 2 backs in the backfield with Josh. Atkins is going to hand it off. It's Deaton over the right side, and there's a lot of defense right there in the huddle. That looked like the middle linebacker, Teron Morris, who's going to stop him before the 15, which is the line for a first down. The Rangers will have a 4th down and a long one to go, and here comes the punt unit.
Well, so far it's been a battle of the defenses.
The unfortunate part with the exchange in punts, Steele gained about 25 to 30 yards. Hilston in to punt for the Rangers, standing on his own goal line. The snap is a good one. He'll get a toe to it. This one wobbly well. It's into the wind. It does give a Ranger bounce. From the 40 up to about midfield, they'll run into it and kind of push it ahead. I don't know if the referees are going to let them do that. There they did. They got a couple extra bounces out of it with a little leg bump. The Knights will take the ball 1st and 10 from their own 49.
That's what you call the Ranger roll right there.
So we'll keep it here again as the two teams exchange possessions. The Knights will have the ball for the 2nd time. Their biggest weapon the first possession was the 66-yard punt. But now in field position near midfield, the Knights have a 1st and 10 from their own 49. The Ranger defense will have to make a play now. There's a handoff coming this way. It looks like Brady. He has a seam, but a nice tackle by Gibbons brings him down at about the 46. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, time the left side of the Steele line just opened up a big hole for the running back.
The Knights like to play with tempo, so they're right back at it. Martin takes the snap, hands it off again. Here's a seam up the middle, and there he goes. It looks like Brady. Across the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Brendan Brady. The junior, 5'11", 190. Now his 6th rushing touchdown of the year. He averages almost 120 yards a gain, and that one was a 46-yard touchdown run. The Knights are up 6-0, 5:12 to go in the quarter.
That time, what can you say? Just good blocking from that Steele offensive line, opening up holes and getting the Knights on the board first.
The extra point kick is up, and it's through the uprights. So the Knights take a 7-0 lead with 5:12 to go in the opening quarter. We'll be back after this timeout as you're listening to the Ranger Network.
Hey, Rangers fans! Have you joined the Rangers Network? If not, now's the time. It's easy and free to subscribe. Get your phones out. Text the word Rangers to 42828 to stay in touch with all the latest Rangers news. Want that again? Text the word Rangers to 42828. Go Rangers!
Hey, what are you watching?
TV everywhere, man.
What, like a YouTube video?
No, actual TV. My cable service is GVTC. I can watch my favorite shows live right on my phone.
So what do you think about that, super behind the times technology guy?
Ha! Next, they'll come up with VHS recorders without VHS tapes.
GVTC already has it. It's called Whole Home DVR.
Radio without a radio?
GVTC cable already has dozens of music channels.
Movies? Without a theater?
Premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, the Movie Channel, and Showtime from GVTC.
I gotta get GVTC.
Then you won't be super behind the times technology guy anymore.
Call GVTC today and get hundreds of great entertainment channels, whole home DVR, and access to GVTC TV everywhere. GVTC, just plain smart.
The Knights have taken an early lead as we're in first quarter action from Ranger Stadium.
That was a 2-play, 51-yard drive that time to get the Knights on the board on their 2nd offensive possession of the game.
The Knights will be kicking off. And here's a high pooch kick. It's short, fair caught, called for. at the 36-yard line, and that's one of the defensive backs that are in there for the Rangers. And a nice job by Edwin Martinez, actually one of the receivers. Martinez calls for a fair catch, and the Rangers have good field position on the pooch kick try by the Knights.
Really good field position. It's time to see if Atkins can get something going this drive.
So Josh Atkins, the senior quarterback who's verbally committed to New Mexico State, puts two receivers in tight to his left, a tight end on the right side, and they'll try to run it. No, the fake handoff to Deaton and a pass upfield. That looks like Josh. No, that's Martinez. Edwin Martinez, who already has 7 receptions on the season, catches a first down pass up to the 48-yard line.
That'll move the chains, give the Rangers another first down.
So first down now at the 48. The Rangers trying to make some noise here after the Knights have scored first and lead it 7-0 on the Ranger Network with 4:49 on a first quarter running clock. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. 2 backs with Atkins in the backfield. Atkins gives it to Deaton, going left, spins, tries to break 1 tackle, can't break the second as he's brought down on some nice penetration by the outside linebacker. That's J.C. Ivory, who got the initial hit and brought him down. Again, actually a loss of 1 makes it 2nd and 11.
Loss of a yard on the play, 2nd and 11.
So the Knights now break 2 to the left, including Rude. He's one of those broke to the left. A single receiver, Dillon, on the right. Atkins fakes the throw, then wants to carry it, but there's no room in the middle again, and the Rangers really struggling with running the ball anywhere in the middle between the tackles because that defense, and this time it's Williams and Crosland, the 2 inside tackles, both in on the play, and the Rangers see themselves lose another yard. It's 3rd and 12.
That's right. That front line of Willoughby, Williams, Crosland, and Farmers you were mentioning, they've got the run sniffed out right now here early on in the first quarter.
So a tight end left, 2 receivers right. The Rangers 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far. Have a 3rd and 12, a fake of a handoff, rush, pass. Josh lets it go and lets it too far as he outthrows Josh Atkins, but that's because he had pressure. Good outside pressure came in from the left defensive end, Amir Farmer, and Josh had to get rid of it a little earlier than I think he wanted to, and that didn't give Dillon enough time to get down the field.
Yeah, just overthrew him a bit, but it seems as though he may have something in the passing department working. We'll have to see how that unfolds throughout the evening.
So again, it's Michael Hilston who's punting into what wind there is, and it's not real strong right now. Here's a good snap. This more of a spiraling kick, but still a little wobbly. It'll bounce at the 25 and again gets a Ranger bounce inside the 20, now to about the 15, 14, 13 finally before it's touched down. And the Knights are backed up a little bit this time. They'll have 1st and 10 from their own 13.
All right, now's a good time. Early on in the game, granted, but it's a good time for that Ranger defense to rise to the occasion. Keep them pinned back deep in their own territory.
41 yards on the punt by Hilston and no return again. So good job by the Ranger punter. 3:13 to go. The Knights lead it 7-0 here on the Ranger Network. Okay, Martin has a running back either way. He'll give it. Now he keeps it. He's going to run it himself. Tries to break a tackle, but Jack Gibbons says no way. The senior linebacker who had a marvelous game last week up in Round Rock has come to play tonight here in the first quarter with his 2nd or 3rd tackle already tonight. This time he catches Martin back for about a 4-yard loss.
And that's containing one of the top quarterbacks in the area right now, so hats off to Gibbons. What a showing.
So the Ranger defense now sees 2nd and 14 for the Knights. Martin takes the snap. He throws it out to the edge. That's the receiver who makes a nice catch, but it's Onyx Smith, his 13th reception of the season, but he's brought down in a hurry again by Mason Pierce, the cornerback that we highlighted early in tonight's broadcast.
You know, you were talking about a great defensive secondary effort from Round Rock last week. I think we're seeing the same sort of play right there from Pierce right now for Smithson Valley, ramping up right after the catch is made, stopping them for minimum gain.
The Knights are 0 for 1 on 3rd down so far tonight, and they have a 3rd down and about 7 right now. Martin and his team a little bit, they're kind of moving around. Play clock down to 2. Martin takes the shotgun snap at 1, looks left, Not there. Has some pressure. Runs away from it. Now tries to scramble. Throws it up the field. It's incomplete. Looked like it was intended for C.J. Williams. It goes incomplete, and the Rangers have a good stop on third down. The Knights will have to punt from their own 16-yard line.
And on that play, the thing that impressed me the most was how much time it took for Martin to try to find a receiver. That means that Smithson Valley defensive secondary is doing their job at covering the Steele receivers.
So a punt time now for the Knights. From their own 16, the Rangers look to put a rush on, and here comes some pressure. Punt is a good one. Woodard won't try to come up and get it as it lands just across the 50-yard line and will be down at the 44. So Brady's punt goes from the 16 to the 44. 40 yards on the punt, and the Rangers will have 1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. And again, it's now the defense who has had a couple of good possessions. It's time for the offense to string a couple of first downs together.
Exactly, and they've got good field position again this drive. We'll see what that Ranger offense can get done with Josh Atkins and company.
1:42 left in the first quarter. It's Steele up 7-0. 32 yards of total offense so far. Here comes Deaton on a sweep right. Not much room there as the Knights are all over it. Good job on the defensive outside by Jaden Jackson, the linebacker on the near side, and he'll push him out of bounds after no gain, I believe. They might mark him up to near the 45, which will be a gain of a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Rangers.
All right, once again, as we were mentioning, trying to get that run game established.
Atkins has a lone setback with him. 3 receivers right, left, 1 to the right. Atkins wants to run. And again, there's not much room there. On 2nd and long, he gets maybe a yard up to the 46. But there are a lot of defensive. Josh Crosland, their all-everything nose tackle, in on the tackle for the Knights. It's a gain of 1. It's 3rd and 8.
Well, definitely a passing down this time for Atkins. See what Coach Larry Hill has to pull out of his playbook.
They'll signal the play in from the sideline, and Josh, with the play clock nearing 10, surveys everything. 3 receivers right, takes the snap, looks left, has pressure, and is brought down. Big time rush. Big time rush by the Knights. They are big and they are quick.
Number 33, Taryn Morris.
Absolutely.
That was the linebacker Morris that actually blitzed up the middle and got him. So back to the 38-yard line. It's 4th and about 17. Hilston with the punt. End over end is caught, fair caught by C.J. Williams. And the Knights will start 1st and 10 from their own 28.
No return.
35 yards on the punt, no return. Hilston staying consistent in those mid-30s with the punts. And the Knights will find themselves with a long way to go again from their own 28-yard line. Defense is having the bigger part of this game so far. 1 long run for Steele.
Absolutely. 26 ticks of the clock left to go here in the first quarter.
So the clock is held on the change of possession. Martin fakes a handoff, then throws it wide, and this one's dropped. That looked like one of the receivers we haven't seen, but not sure if it was C.J. Williams.
I think it was C.J. Williams on the far side of the field.
The Knights with 49 yards of total offense, 47 of them rushing so far in the game tonight, as the clock is again stopped with 16 seconds to go, and the Knights with a 7-0 lead here in the opening frame. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left for Martin. He takes the snap, hands it off. Looks like Brady breaks a couple of tackles on the inside and inches ahead to about the 32 to give him a gain of about 4 on a nice tough run by Brendan Brady.
Gain of 3 on the play, 3rd and 7 from the 31-yard line.
So from the 31, the Knights have another 3rd down. And there is the end of the quarter. So we are a Steele lead of 7-0 over the Rangers. After 1 quarter of play, we'll be right back on the Ranger Network.
carpooling with Coach. You're up early to coach those Rangers, and we're up early to make great smiles. What a great idea.
I agree. You guys do the driving. Gives me a little time to watch some game film.
You mind if we play a little bit of music this morning? Hey, Coach, that was so much fun. What time should we be here to pick you up?
About the time the Rangers wore red.
Third and 7 for the Steele Knights at the 31-yard line.
So we're back to action from Rangers Stadium. The Knights with a 3rd and 7, and now there's movement on the line, and it'll be a 3rd and 12 as the first penalty of the game goes against the Knights.
Penalty, false start. Falls back to the 26-yard line.
So before any time even elapsed here in the second quarter, the Knights with a 7-0 lead find themselves now in 3rd and long. They're 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far tonight. Knight with 2 left, 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Checks again after an initial snap, count to the sideline, changes the play at the line, and now everybody readjusts. Rangers with a big 3rd down stop here in their face. Knight looks, he looks long, has a receiver down the sideline. And Onyx Smith can't make the catch, but he will be pushed, it looks, on the play. Flags go everywhere. Pierce on the coverage. And there will be pass interference called because of the abundance of flags, there's no doubt.
And, you know, that's kind of ironic because the passing game at this point has been non-existent for Steele. And just the way, just the break, I guess, that time Smith all over the receiver.
This is the only thing I'll say about that because Smith is going down the sideline. The ball's thrown inside, so he's running into the defender to try to get the ball.
Exactly.
And the defender has as much right to that path as anyone, and that's where I would disagree with that flag, but it doesn't matter because the 15-yard penalty goes against Smithson Valley, and it's a first down on 3rd down for the Knights. So 8 seconds into the second quarter, the Knights have a first down by penalty, and they find themselves at their own 41. Tough call against the Rangers. Xavier Martin takes the snap, looks left, does a ball fake, now has Smith running the sideline again. Throws it up, throws it long, Smith catches it. He'll go inside the 20 and be brought down by a couple of defenders, including Pierce and Ricky Rios. But it's first down for the Knights, and now a flag comes in late, and I don't know if somebody said something, but the Rangers struggling with the long ball now as 2 long passes by Martin have connected with Smith. This one on an actual catch, the first one on penalty. The official who threw the flag now talking with our referee, but the Knights have themselves a first down no matter what.
And, you know, that's one of those plays where, you know, Smith just went back to the huddle and said, I got my man beat. Let's run the same route.
Look to see what the call is. Dead ball and sportsmanlike contact against Steele.
Against Steele.
So they'll have a first down, but it won't be at the 13 as they'll mark this one back some 15 yards as one of their offensive linemen's clapping. Not real sure why he'd want to do that. So instead of at the 13, the ball looks to be back at the 28, and that's where the Knights will start 1st and 10 after the long pass play.
Penalty on the Knights on sportsmanlike conduct. From the spot of the
so penalties having a big impact on this drive. The first one, an interference call, goes against the Rangers. This time a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Knights, backs them up to the Ranger 28. 1st and 10. Martin hands it off. This is Brady. Bounces off a couple of defenders before Jack Gibbons brings him down, but not till he gets a gain of 3 up to the 25.
Absolutely, and over helping Smithson Valley as well on the stop was Jacob Zuber from his linebacker position.
So 2nd and 7 from the 25. Snap to Martin. He fakes a handoff, throws it out wide to his receiver. It looks like C.J. Williams. He'll be brought down in a hurry by Ricky Rios. A gain of 1 up to the 24. It's 3rd down and about 6.
And it looked like that time to steal the receiver that hauled that in that time, just lost his footing, or he might have gone for more. However, great defensive coverage that time by Rios.
So a big 3rd down play for the Knights, who are 0 for 2 on 3rd down so far tonight. Actually, they'd be 1 for 3 because the penalty gave them a 1st down.
Right.
So they're 1 for 3 on 3rd downs. This is 3rd and 7. He hands it off. No. Martin keeps it. He scrambles right across the 20, shoved out of bounds as he runs into a defender at the 19. He'll be a yard short. Nice job on the tackle there by the defender, Mason Pierce.
Yeah,
as it'll be 4th and 1 for the Knights at the 19.
And, you know, this is where Martin hurts you. Right when he gets that passing game established, he can go ahead and take off and run. Probably the leading source of offense for Steele thus far this season.
So on a short 4th and 1, the Knights will run it up the middle. It's Brady. He gets hit. He gets dragged back. It depends where they spot it.
This will be an interesting call.
The guy on the near sideline isn't nearly as generous as the guy on the far sideline, but the ball will be spotted just inside the 19. It won't be enough for a 1st down. That'll be a turnover on downs at Smithson Valley ball after a big defensive stop. It was a bunch of linemen in there, but I do think Zane Nutze was the one who hit him first and slowed him down. Gibbons then came and wrapped him up and brought him back.
Absolutely. Right after the stop, Taylor Nix is coming over and clapping his hands. He knew they made the stop. And this poses a question, how big was that penalty on Steele just a few moments ago?
The unsportsmanlike penalty backed him up from the 13 to the 28. And now it's Ranger ball from their own 19. 10:07 to go, 2nd quarter action. The Steele Knights up 7-0. The Rangers with the ball. One receiver broke either way. Woodard is the receiver on the near side. Atkins with a handoff to Deaton. Had a little bit of room, but it closed in a hurry. Give him about 3 yards up to the 22, so it'll be 2nd and 7. But I'm telling you, once they get through the defensive line, the linebackers are right there, and that is a problem because their linebackers are big and athletic, Jackson, Morris, and Ivory. So they spot it just outside the 21, an actual gain of 2 at 2nd down and 8. And Mr. Woodard stays on the field. He hasn't played a lot of offensive snaps this year as they don't want him to play both ways a lot, but he's out on a receiver right side this time for Josh Atkins. Woodard in motion. They'll fake a handoff to him, and Atkins will keep it and go nowhere.
You know, that was a great play call considering that the running game has been non-existent to this point for the Rangers. However, you got to credit that Steele defense. They're just staying at home and waiting for the ball to come to them, seems like.
Turin Morris, the inside linebacker, is having none of that. He and his nose tackles, Williams and Crosland, are just clogging up the middle, something fierce. So 3rd down and 8 for the Rangers as they give Josh credit back to the original line of scrimmage. He'll want to pass, has some pressure, has some room, has a man. It's Woodard. He catches it on the loose. He'll go all the way. Trayvon Merrick Woodard with another touchdown reception.
You know, I was about to mention that last week, Round Rock was up on Smithson Valley 14-0 at the end of the 1st quarter, and the Rangers came charging back. So now, maybe they just need a quarter to get things kind of warmed up. 2nd quarter, huge play for the Rangers as they're an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I'll tell you what's amazing is that was pass interference too, because one of them grabbed Woodard on the shoulder as he reached for the ball. He still was able to catch it and then run the final 30 yards in on a great pass on stride by Josh Atkins. Here's the extra point try. It's up, it's good, and we're tied at 7 with 8:41 to go here in the 2nd quarter. It's the Knights and the Rangers here on the Ranger Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Security Bank, Ferris Orthodontics, GVTC, Wick Productions, HEB, Rangers Network, Chicken Express, Pizza Hut, Red McCombs Ford, and Smoky Moe's.
I brought you here tonight to reveal our secret weapon defense. It's a real game changer. When our men are tired and hungry and don't want to go home and cook, but they're starving for great food at a great price, we're gonna call the delicious Double Wing.
You can't lose when your family calls the delicious Double Wing and you stop by Chicken Express for our legendary chicken tenders and Chicken East sweet tea.
This is awesome. Who came up with this plan?
We're back at Ranger Stadium. 3 plays, 81 yards, a minute 26 for the answering touchdown by the Rangers as Josh Atkins connects with Mr. Woodard. And that's all I just want to call him Mr. Woodard because he's clearly one of the elite athletes on the field, and there's a lot of them tonight with these Steele Knights. But Mr. Woodard just outran the secondary. Stearns and Woods and the cornerback Cardwell who was on him. In fact, one of them grabbed Trayvon as he was getting ready to catch the ball, but he caught it anyway and ran it the rest of the way for a touchdown.
That was a thing of beauty, and once more, an 81-yard drive that time, which means these Rangers can move that football.
The kickoff is handled by Reed to the far sideline. The Knights will bring it back and get up, but about the 26. It looked like it was Brady who brought it back up. Nice special teams play by the Rangers that time. Looked like Jacob Zuber had the biggest part of the tackle. But the Knights will start 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line.
You know, now it seems like the point in the ball game, even with 8:37 left to go here before halftime, where both teams have put their feet in the water, have realized what's going on, and now it's time to get down to brass tacks.
So defensive plays are the order of the minute now for the Rangers. Here's Martin, hands it off. Brady, he's huddled up, and a nice job. That's the defensive tackle, C.J. Keller, who grabbed him first and rode him down. A loss of a couple makes it 2nd and 12 for the Knights.
I'd be real interested to see how many yards that both squads have on the ground thus far in the ball game.
Well, the 46-yard touchdown run by Steele got them on the board first. And then the big touchdown pass from Atkins to Woodard put the Rangers up on the scoreboard.
51 yards thus far on the night, rushing the football for Steele, 24 for Smithson Valley. Thanks to Austin Milam for crunching those numbers for us.
You bet. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Martin finds a man over the middle, and there he goes. Across the 40 to the 46 before he's knocked down. Again, numbers are so difficult to see with their white jerseys and silver numbers.
I've been there before. Big stop by Rios that time.
Yeah, Joshua Weathers, yes, thank you. One of the backup running backs was lined up in the slot that time, and he caught it on the move as he wiggled over the middle, and the Knights are up to the 47-yard line, 1st and 10. Weathers, who's carried the ball 14 times this year for 80 yards, finding himself on the receiving end that time. So 2 receivers either way for the Knights. 7:22 to go in the second quarter. We're tied at 7. Here's a handoff. It's Brady up the middle, gets bumped, gets stopped, gets wrapped up. Give him 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. A bunch of single-digit players that time for Taylor Nix and Colt Fullen were there mostly for the tackle, but a bunch of Rangers in on it.
Absolutely, and that could have been broken open for a bigger run, but great heads-up play that time by Nix and company to kind of hold him for a short gain.
So their big offensive line that averages about 280 pounds across the way for the Knights. 2 receivers either way again, 2nd and 7. Martin wants to throw, has a man left, broke up on a nice play by the safety that time. Chandler Beam, playing free safety off the bench tonight, got a nice job of getting the hand up and knocking it away from the receiver for the Knights, and that was C.J. Williams.
And Beam played that as well as it could be played. That's how you play defensive secondary.
3rd and 7 right at midfield.
So again, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Knights now. They're 1 for 3 on 3rd down. Rangers move a little bit on the defensive line. Here's a fake of a handoff and a man running open over the middle. That looks like the big tight end, and there's a catch across the 30. A 1st down for the Knights.
22 yards on the pass.
That's
play.
Weathers again.
28.
Joshua Weathers with his 2nd catch in the series, both of them for 1st downs.
Number 2, Chandler Bean.
Wow, it just seems like Steele is coming up with the play when they need to come up with it.
So 1st and 10 from the Ranger 28. The Knights on the move. Martin moves his running back from right to left. Now wants to roll left. Then he cuts back up the middle. It's a run play. Great tackling again by the Rangers, though. Stop him after a gain of maybe 1.
That's right. Beam came over to make a hit on the quarterback, Martin. Also some help that time from Brandon Arnold, who came over to put a hit on the Steele quarterback.
Now Arnold was there too, but I think Beam had the biggest part of the hit as he came up and made the stop as Martin tried to wiggle. Out of the shotgun again. Martin 2 right, 1 left. Wants to throw right over the top. That's Smith. He'll get popped after it goes over his head as Reese gets a nice, Pierce gets a nice hit on him, but it goes incomplete. It's 3rd and 9 for the Knights.
That one overthrown. Now here's another big 3rd down situation coming up for Steele, and the Ranger defense is got to step up and hold them.
The defense has played yeoman's work here so far in this first half as we've got 5:45 to go in the second quarter. But again, they're going to be asked all night to make big stops because this is an explosive offense. The Knights, 3rd and 9. And a handoff. Faked by Martin. Now he keeps
play.
It, and he's stopped again as the defense. That time it's Taylor Nix, who wrapped him up and threw him down as Xavier Martin, who's run for over 440 yards this season, is finding tough going against the Ranger defense.
Nix and some help from number 2, Chandler Beam, also on the stop there. They've held Martin running the football in check pretty well thus far this evening.
That whole play, the clock hadn't run, so it's now 5:35, so only 10 seconds after a whole play and a dead ball. Martin on 4th down wants to throw to the end zone. It's fought for but goes incomplete as Beam is covering Onyx Smith, their leading receiver, and it goes incomplete. So just like a punt into the end zone, the Rangers will get the first down, but it won't be from the 20. They'll have it where the line of scrimmage was, which was the 27-yard line.
You've got to love it. You've got to love what you're seeing from the Ranger defense right now, kind of a bend but don't break mentality out there. They've done a great job holding Steele when they've needed to. Let's see what that offense has in store. See if the Smithson Valley quarterback, Josh Atkins, can get something going.
So the Rangers with the ball from their own 27. 5:28 to go in the quarter. Atkins hands it off. It's Deaton coming left. He has a man to beat, skips over him, but the ball is loose as he hits the ground. My guess is they're going to call it a fumble, even though I don't know. It's Steele ball at the 29. I thought the ground caused the fumble, but no replay opportunity. But the Rangers turn it over on 1st down, and Steele has great field position at the Ranger 29.
It looked like it was a good hit by Jaden Jackson for Steele, causing the fumble. And, wow, what a costly turnover in deep in Smithson Valley territory.
So the Rangers not too happy about the turnover on downs, but head coach Larry Knight telling his coaches to calm down and get ready to play some defense. So the Ranger defense has to come up with another stop. The ball on their own 29, Steele 1st and 10. Martin will send 1 receiver to the right and has 2 to the left. There's a slot, which is his tight end on the left edge. A lone setback behind him. A fake of a handoff. Martin wants to run, and he gets nailed by Jack Gibbons, and a loss of a couple back to the 31 as this Ranger defense, that's Brandon Arnold there as well. The Ranger defense just playing lights out right now.
They really are. You got to love the game that Gibbons has been playing, and you see why he's one of the statistical leaders defensively for Smithson Valley.
The senior linebacker and the senior defensive tackle making big plays. It's 2nd and 12 for the Knights. It's 7 all as we've gone under 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Knights and Rangers. Here's Martin throwing over the middle. He had a man. Actually, it was intended for the big tight end, I think, but it was the second receiver who tried to catch it on the run. I think that's Starnes.
3rd and 12 from 31.
So it goes incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 12 for the Knights. Coverage was not great, but it was good enough to force an incomplete pass.
And another 3rd and long situation, 3rd and 12 coming up for Steele. Let's see if this bend but not break defense can hold one more time.
Onyx Smith, the big play receivers over here on the right. Martin's looking his way. Smith goes to the end zone. Instead, he throws it short to C.J. Williams. A nice tackle by Pierce will bring up 4th down as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. That'll be 4th and 2 for the Knights. as we've gone under 4.5 to play.
Good heads-up play that time by Mason Pierce, holding the receiver, not letting him advance, holding him short of that first down. And it looks like the Knights are going to go for it.
No doubt they don't punt in this territory. Not quite the red zone. The red zone if you count the 25. So from the 21, the Knights have a 4th down and 2. Play clock now goes under 12. Xavier Martin, their all-everything quarterback, still looking for a play from the sideline. My guess is their coaches are going to take a timeout as the play clock goes under 5. And that's indeed what they will do. There is a timeout on the field as the Rangers have 7 and the Knights have 7. As we'll be right back on the Ranger Network.
This November, vote for a man who knows how to be an American in America for Americans. Vote for Coach Hill for President of the United States. He's not afraid of anything.
And then the ninjas come out of the forest.
Ninjas?
Who wouldn't vote for a president who had ninjas in their video?
But I don't want to be the president.
But you're from Texas, Coach, and that makes you a shoo-in. I'll make sure to put that in the video.
But it doesn't matter, because I don't want...
I know! We should get John Wayne to be in your video.
John Wayne?
I can hear it now. The new president of the United States of America is...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just have to say that if I was president, I couldn't coach football anymore.
Well then, I'm officially resigning as your campaign manager and vice president.
Okay then.
Coach, how tall do you think you have to be to run for president?
This political ad was paid for by Wick Productions. Watching a video is just better than reading stuff.
The Knights with a 4th and 2 from the Ranger 21. They need to get to the 19 for a first down or to the goal line for another touchdown. And again, 1 touchdown apiece. It was a long 46-yard touchdown run by Brady in the first quarter for the Knights. Then in the second quarter, it was a long pass from Atkins to Woodard that got the Rangers on the board, and that's where we're at 7-7. Now the Knights have a 4th down and 2. They're at the Ranger 21. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. A blocking back in front of the quarterback, and he'll want to keep it. It's Martin, and he gets stopped.
Think he got it. Oh,
he bounces off a tackle. They had him, and I thought he was going to be whistled down, but there was no whistle. Martin finally broke away from the pile of tacklers that had wrapped around him. He got loose and got up to the 16-yard line, and that's a first down for Steele. Oh, my.
And, you know, that's what makes a young man like Xavier Martin successful. It's just a never-say-die attitude that we saw right there.
Boy, the Rangers had him. They did everything but put him on the ground, and he escaped. One of the great Houdini acts we've seen so far tonight. So 1st and 10, and now there's movement on the offensive line, and I think the Knights will go back 5 yards on this one. Indeed they do. So instead of 1st and 10 from the 16, it'll be 1st and 15 from the 21 as the defense continues to battle for Smithson Valley.
But they've got to hold now that the Steele Knights are about 21 yards away from pay dirt. See if this Ranger defense, and they've been doing a great job stopping Steele for the most part this evening.
3 penalties, 35 yards against the Knights so far. Here's Martin with a man in motion. Empty backfield, wants to throw it across the middle. It's picked off by Gibbons, who then stumbles to his feet, or stumbles to the ground. He'll go down at about the 13, but a turnover as an interception by Jack Gibbons inside the 20-yard line gives the Rangers back the ball at the 14, 1st and 10, with just over 3 minutes to go in the second quarter in a tie game.
Man, you've got to love it. You've just got to love the game that young man is playing this evening. Just heads-up football. Tip of the SV cap to Gibbons this evening thus far. We're still in the first half of football.
I tell you what, Xavier Martin has done nothing but look over the middle lately in the passing game because he's sending receivers up in crossing patterns over the middle, and not really even crossing patterns, but just kind of post patterns. But now it's Ranger ball. From their own 14, it's 1st and 10. Atkins hands off. It's Deaton. Not much room as the offensive line doesn't get much of a surge at all. Outside linebacker Jaden Jackson comes in and drags down Deaton for no gain. He's back to the 14 where it's 2nd and 10.
A good defensive play that time. Brady coming over and making the stop for Steele. No gain on the play for the Rangers, as you were mentioning.
So Atkins looks to the sideline. The Rangers averaging less than 2 yards a carry so far here in the first half. Atkins has 2 receivers either way, a lone setback behind him. Waits for the shotgun snap, takes it, fakes a handoff, has pressure, eludes pressure, then gets rid of it. Ahead to, that looks like Atkins or Josh Dillon, who catches it up past the 30-yard line. It's a Ranger first down as the clock's at 2:19. Still lots of time to go in the second quarter, and the Rangers at the 31, 1st and 10, 32, 1st and 10.
And you talk about successful. That's what the likes of a Josh Atkins can do. He stepped up there, found his receiver when everything else was open in the secondary. Big first down for Smithson Valley.
So an 18-yard pass play from Atkins to Dillon. Here's a run. Dillon on a wide receiver sweep. Has one block. He gets it. He breaks loose across the 40 and pushed out of bounds near the 45-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 44. That's another first down for the Rangers. Their second of the drive, and they're up to the 44 with 1:56 to go.
That right there, their biggest running play thus far of the night.
12 yards for Dillon on the receiver sweep. And there's a Steele player down, so we have a short timeout on the field. We'll keep it here. We're tied at 7-all with 1:56 to go in the second quarter. The Knights scored first. The Rangers scored second. We're tied at 7-all. Each team with 2 timeouts left as we've got just under 2 minutes to go in the quarter. And that looks to be Josh Crosland, their big defensive tackle maybe, or it could be Quincy Williams. Again, their numbers are so hard to discern with the glare off the silver numbers on the white jersey.
That's true, but they're fashionable.
But the Rangers have it 1st and 10 from their own 44. Atkins, 3 of 4 for 109 yards so far tonight, including a touchdown. So a good night for Josh in a tough-going night. So 3 for 4 for 109 yards and a touchdown, that one to Woodard back earlier this quarter. So now everybody's in tight. Dillon, the only one left wide. They'll fake a handoff. Atkins wants to roll. He's got Dillon. No, that's,
there we go.
That's
there we go.
Rude. Rude catches the ball across the 30 and then to past the 20 before he's dragged down. Oh, my. Caleb Rude, who had 2 receptions coming in tonight for only 8 yards, gets a nice gain on that one, as he'll take the ball all the way inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. A 34-yard pass play from Atkins to Rude, who escaped out of the backfield and got up the left sideline for a beautiful play.
You know, I didn't want to bring up the M word, but I'm going to. Momentum right now clearly on the side of the Rangers.
So it's Rude in the backfield with Atkins now as Deaton splits out to the right. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Now Deaton in motion. They'll fake it to him. Atkins wants to run and has to break a tackle. Doesn't get far, then gets pounded on at the end of the run. They'll give him maybe a yard. It's 2nd down and 9.
But see, the beauty of what's going on right now is they've got that defense of Steele guessing. The receivers have been able to get past the Steele secondary, and that's resulted in big pass plays for the Rangers thus far this evening.
I'll tell you, one of the receivers that the Rangers had who's been quiet tonight is Edwin Martinez. He had the fair catch on the kickoff earlier, but I don't know that he's caught a ball so far tonight.
Don't fall asleep on him, though.
2 receivers left. One of them's Martinez, 1 to the right. Atkins does a nice ball fake, now gets pressure and gets wrapped up in the backfield. Back inside the 25 at about the 23, he'll go down as pressure came in from a couple of linebackers and the defensive line, but I think it's Ivory, the outside linebacker, got in there first. And Smithson Valley will call a timeout with 24 seconds to go. It'll be 3rd and long. We'll keep it here, Roland, because anybody knows it's 3rd and 15. You're in 4-down territory with 24 seconds to go because you still have one more timeout, so you can really do anything. But you got to get a big chunk of this to know whether or not you're going to go for it on 4th down, because I'm not sure we want to try to kick a field goal. I don't know.
Oh, it's a big call right now, of course. Right before do you want to go into the locker room tied, or do you want to, Coach Hill's got a big call ahead. I'm glad I'm not down there on the sideline.
The Knights 2-1 on the season. They beat Madison opening night 37-7. Then they lost to Lake Travis 59-56, and last week they beat O'Connor 45-24. The Rangers, you know, are 1-1. So the Rangers with the ball, it's 3rd and 15. They're 2 of 5 on third down so far tonight. Atkins takes the snap, looks left, and here comes pressure. He avoids it. Now if he can just get rid of the ball, throws it up, and it's going to be incomplete or intercepted. Incomplete. It was over the head of his intended receiver. That was Martinez. Then a Knight had a hand on it but couldn't hold on. It'll be 4th and 15 for the Rangers now, and it looks like we're going to try for a field goal.
Yeah, and you got to credit Atkins for the reason they're able to try for this field goal, because he was able to squirm out of trouble back there when they had him pinned.
Looks like it's Mason Reed, the sophomore. From the 30 it's spotted. It'll be a 40-yard field goal. The kick is up, it's low, it's a line drive, and it's through.
It's good.
The Rangers will take a lead with 11 seconds to go in the half on a 40-yard field goal by Mason Reed. It's the first field goal of the season for the Rangers to convert, and it puts the Rangers up 10-7. My goodness. Big plays from everywhere, even places you wouldn't expect.
And that's got to do something for the Rangers' psyche right there, heading into the locker room 11 seconds away here at halftime. It certainly wasn't the prettiest kick you've ever seen, but it was good. That's all that matters.
So the 40-yard field goal by Mason Reed makes it 10-7, Smithson Valley. 11 seconds to go, so basically a kickoff and one play by the Knights, and then we'll be into halftime. That drive, 7 plays, 63 yards, took up almost 3 minutes, 2 minutes and 56 seconds. So a nice time-consuming drive by the Rangers to really eat up the rest of the second quarter, and that is sweet right now to have a 10-7 lead going into the break. But you got to do kickoff coverage here because these are dangerous returners. Josh Weathers and Brendan Brady have been the two most potent kickoff returners for the Knights. Here's a bouncing kick. It's fielded at the 26, and he'll get ahead to about the 40. And that's where the Knights will start with 6 seconds to go. They'll basically have one play.
41, Jacob Zuber.
Good special team coverage that time. Coming over to make the stop on special teams, Jacob Zuber for Smithson Valley.
Ball's at the 40-yard line.
So the ball's at the 40 where the Knights have 1st and 10, but again, just one play with 6 seconds to go. Not a real chance to do anything but throw it and try to get someone loose for a long pass play. It's 10-7. Smithson Valley leads it, closing seconds of the second quarter. The Steele Knights with one more play. Xavier Martin, their all-world quarterback, will send 2 receivers right, 1 to the left, and 2 backs either side of him in the backfield out of the shotgun. Martin takes the snap straight back. Now he wants to run, and he's wrapped up, and that's Brandon Allen again as the clock expires. The Rangers come up with a stop, and we're at the half where the Rangers, on a 40-yard field goal by Mason Reed, have taken a 10-7 lead into the half. Oh my, Roland, what a first half.
It's everything it was advertised to be and then some, and we still have a half of football to go.
We do indeed. It is halftime as the Rangers lead it 10-7. We've got some different things for you here at halftime, including we'll show you the band. But first, we'll put in a couple of words of announcement for you, and then we'll be back as you're listening and watching on the Ranger Network.
You should know I believe in you. Every race you run, you're my number one. Kick it off now and bring it on. This will be your day. 'Cause baby, you were born to win. Never give up, never give in. You were born to win. Your destiny is victory.
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and SAFord.com.
Get your guns up. Do you know exactly what qualifies it to be a marsupial? We have a whole new group of seniors this year, but some things always stay the same. Get your phones out, text your mama hi, and tell her you love her. On the field, they're all business, but in here, it's all fun and games. Coach Hill's gonna be pretty impressed. Nick, when does that noise come in handy?
Hello from the other side.
Ooh. Can you imitate Coach Shin for me? Are you NASCAR material? After I get done watching my Minecraft videos, draw me a picture of Coach Hill. Watch Senior Moments with Emily every week on Inside Rangers Football.
Am I gonna have to do laps after that, Coach?
So the marching band of Smithson Valley, the Ranger marching band, is getting ready to take the field, and we are gonna let you enjoy it.
The 2016 color guard officers are Captain Paige Knight, co-captains Christina Alvarez, Abby Castaneda, and Emily Capello. And now, the award-winning Silver Spurs, along with featured twirler Cameron Shows and featured twirler Sophie Gilbert. Tonight, the Silver Spurs are being led onto the field by Second Lieutenant Lauren Nelson, First Lieutenant Sophia Druce, Major Haley Chamorro, Lieutenant Colonel Rachel Bearder, and Colonel Carolee Berger. The Silver Spurs are under the direction of Director Ashton Burchell. The Spirit Girl of the Week is Alexi Miller, and the Dancer of the Week is Amanda Charlton. This evening, the Silver Spurs would like to dedicate their performance to the Mulder family. Our thoughts and prayers are with you all at this time. The 2016-17 Silver Spurs Social Board officers are President Maddie Klaus, Vice President Allison Haynes, Chaplain Lauren West, Social Officers Maddie Mulder and Caitlin Sinelli. Tonight, the Ranger Band will be performing a portion of their 2016 UIL show entitled Extreme Deception. The Ranger Band will keep you on the edge of your seat with some of Ludwig van Beethoven's best-known themes, twisted together by composer Johann de May. Ranger fans, would you please stand and show your support as the Smithson Valley Ranger Band performs the Ranger Fight Song. The directors for the Ranger Band are Matt Maney, James Williams, Bill Gates, and Ranger Band section of the lead is the color guard.
All right, we're at the half. The Rangers up 10-7. We're going to take a timeout. Stay with us at halftime. The Rangers lead at 10-7 as you are on the Ranger Network.
Welcome to the Rangers Network. 24-hour-a-day access to news, game replays, original shows, live game night radio coverage, and more on rangersnetwork.com. Watch every home and away game the day after, complete in the way only the Rangers Network can bring it to you. Never miss an episode of Inside Rangers Football. Listen to all the games live on your smartphone with our exclusive live scoring screen. Rangers Network is your media hub for everything Rangers. Be a part of Rangers Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Security Bank, Ferris Orthodontics, GVTC, Wick Productions, HEB, Rangers Network, Chicken Express, Pizza Hut, Red McCombs Ford, and Smoky Moe's.
And welcome back to the Ranger Network. Tony Brubaker and Roland J. Austin Milam on stats as we bring you, or get ready to bring you, the second half as we're almost ready for third quarter action. It's Smithson Valley leading 10-7 over the Steele Knights as we get ready to start the second half. The Rangers will kick off to the Knights here in the third quarter, again with a 3-point lead. Both teams are back out on the field. Again, the Rangers in those blue jerseys and blue shorts, white socks with a blue helmet and a white stripe across the middle. White numbers on those blue jerseys. The Steele Knights, white pants, white jerseys, black helmets with a center stripe.
I'm waiting for you to describe the colors on their jerseys there.
And they are white jerseys with silver numbers. And I can promise you that silver numbers aren't very discernible from the press box, is what we continue to tell you, because it's been a challenge throughout the night, but fortunately we have figured it out for the most part.
Absolutely.
So, the Rangers again will kick off. It'll be Mason Reed will put a toe to it here just momentarily. There's the Knights. Like they're sending Weathers and Brady to receive. And Reed will put a toe to it. A nice kick. It'll go inside the 5 where Brady has it across the 15. Now the 20. Finds his seam, spun down, brought down at the 30. And that is a great tackle on the play by Wesley Cornelius, a backup linebacker, but a good special teams play, and the Knights will start 1st and 10 from their own 29.
Absolutely. Now's the time we find out. We take a look at both squads and we see what adjustments have been made.
So the Ranger defense, which was the biggest part of that first half story, even though Mason Reed had a remarkable 40-yard field goal and a big home run pass from Atkins to Woodard were the scoring points, but the defense, which held this offensive Steele, which averages 47 points a game, they held them to 7 points in the first half. Now they have a second half challenge, and here's Martin. Fakes the handoff, throws it right, and it's dropped. Onyx Smith had that one in his hands and through his hands. It goes down, he takes a bump from Woodard, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Got Woodard playing on both sides of the football this evening, and you can see why. Young man is very talented.
Primarily a defensive cornerback. Plays a little bit of offense, but always seems to make a big play. It is 2nd and 10 for Martin and the Knights. This time he'll throw a quick one out to the right. It is caught. That looks like it's C.J. Williams, but he's wrapped up in a hurry. A bunch of defenders there, including linebacker Jacob Zuber, who got the first contact. I think they lose a yard on the play. It's 3rd and 11.
Here we go. Hats off again to the Smithson Valley defense. Once the catch was made, they swarmed to the receiver, and No gain on the play, as you were mentioning, possibly even a loss of one.
So the Knights will send 2 receivers for a big third down play. 2 receivers either way. They're 1 of 5 on third downs tonight. Martin takes the snap, looks right, now looks left, now scrambles, has pressure. And he will give it across the field and looking for Williams, and he's got a catch across the 30. 1 man to beat. He stops, hesitates, puts a move on, now gets dragged down by Woodard around the 10-yard line, but another big pass play. Xavier Martin to C.J. Williams. This one, a big pass play down to the Smithson Valley 10-yard line.
Woodard back there with Rios that time, just when you think that that he couldn't find a receiver. One of them came open right at the inopportune time.
62 yards on the pass play. Now it's 1st and goal from the 10. Martin takes it and keeps it himself after a fake of a handoff. He's dragged down in the back, well, not in the backfield, after he gets a few yards, up to about the 6, a 4-yard gain. Zuber on the tackle, but Martin that time called his own number and was successful. Second and goal. Martin back up at the line, takes a shotgun snap, gives it to Brady. He'll wiggle across the 5 before he's dragged down. A whole bunch of Smithson Valley Rangers there down at the bottom of the pile. Thinking that's Alex Flores, probably one of the ones who made initial contact. Some others as well. Josh Hansen was in on the play as well.
Absolutely. Now a big third down play, third and goal from the 4.
So the Rangers defense has another big time play to make. 3rd and goal from the 4. Martin in the shotgun. Drops straight back. Short drop. Throws it poorly. He had a receiver coming in from the right side, a little post route, a skinny post, and he threw it about 5 yards behind him.
That's right.
He close.
He had the man. I think that was just a bad read that time on the part of quarterback Martin. So it brings up a 4th and goal from the 4-yard line.
And we'll see if they're going to try an extra point now. Matthew O'Brien is their kicker, and he's spotting it down at about the 12. So a 22-yard field goal try by the Steele kicker, Matthew O'Brien, a junior. The left footer puts it up, and it looks good, and it is good. And we are tied with 9:48 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're tied again at 10-all. It's the Rangers and the Knights tied at 10, and we'll be right back on the Ranger Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Whataburger, Peppa Thomas with Remax, Max's Roadhouse, Ashley Small Engine Sales and Service, Texas Roadhouse, and Sunbelt Rentals.
Hey, what are you watching?
TV everywhere, man.
What, like a YouTube video?
No, actual TV. My cable service is GVTC. I can watch my favorite shows live right on my phone.
So what do you think about that, super behind the times technology guy?
Ha! Next, they'll come up with VHS recorders without VHS tapes.
GVTC already has it. It's called Whole Home DVR.
Radio without a radio?
GVTC cable already has dozens of music channels.
Movies without a theater?
Premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, the Movie Channel, and Showtime from GVTC.
I gotta get GVTC.
Then you won't be super behind the times technology guy anymore.
Call GVTC today and get hundreds of great entertainment channels, whole home DVR, and access to GVTC TV everywhere. GVTC, just plain smart.
We're back on the Ranger Network. Steele goes 6 plays, 71 yards, 2 minutes and 5 seconds on that drive that tied the score with the 22-yard field goal by O'Brien, and we're tied at 10-all here early in the 3rd quarter from Ranger Stadium. The left-footed kicker. This was a right-footed kicker who hit another pooch, and another fair catch made by the Rangers' Edwin Martinez, who very much Johnny on the spot again, comes up and makes a nice fair catch signal, and the Rangers will have the ball Right around their own 35, Elo calls the 33-yard line where the fair catch was made.
I like what I've seen from Martinez this evening. Just some good heads-up, smart plays to make those fair catches. Not trying to be the hero. Saying, let me haul this in and get us some decent field position, which is where they're at.
So the Knights score on their only possession, their first possession of the second half. Now the Rangers will have a chance. Atkins takes a high snap and has to keep it and tries to wiggle ahead. Maybe gets a yard to the 34, so it'll be 2nd and 9, but that one just some mishandling and cost him.
Yeah, it seems like everybody wasn't on the same page that time. Stop made, that's Josh Crosland making the stop for Steele that time.
The big guy in the middle, Crosland, a senior. As Atkins sends Dillon in motion. Now 2 receivers right. They'll fake a run to the right. He'll throw it. It's Martinez. He'll catch it about the 44. That'll be good enough for a first down, though, on a nice pass and catch from Atkins to Martinez. A nice 11-yard gain sets up first down and 10 for the Rangers at their own 45-yard line.
And maybe looking at what's been going on in the halftime locker room, they're realizing that passing game has been working.
So Atkins sends 2 receivers to the left. The one on the right is Rude. He now comes in the backfield. They'll want to run it. Deaton going left. Has a seam, not much. Boy, that Steele defensive line and linebackers are just a load as he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10. But a whole host of players there. Crosland, Morris, the linebacker, Ivory, Jackson, the 2 outside backers. Everybody's there when you converge on a run unless you can get a key block to free him.
That's exactly right. Some swarming tackling that time going on by Steele.
2nd and 10 from the 45. Atkins with a running back either side of him. Gives it to Deaton going right. Not much blocking successful, though he'll cut it back and get a couple of yards up to the 47, and that'll bring down a 3rd down and about 8 for the Rangers. So not much going on the ground on this possession as the Rangers continue to struggle moving the ball against this Ranger defense.
J.T. Woods from his defensive back position for Steele making the stop that time. And as you were mentioning, this brings up a 3rd and long, quite probably a passing situation.
39-yard rushing on 19 attempts so far for the Rangers. Atkins, 2 receivers either way. In the shotgun, drops straight back, a 3-step drop, has some pressure, now wiggles out, but gets caught from behind, and here comes a flag, which is likely a hold, and it'll bring up 4th down for the Rangers, I would guess.
Well, it took them a little while in the first half to get on track. We may be looking at the same thing here second half for Smithson Valley, and that's absolutely the call. It's holding against the Rangers.
Have to see what the Steele coaches say. I'm guessing they'll want 4th down to happen, and they'll decline it. It is holding against the Rangers. It is declined. It is 4th down. The ball will be spotted at the 44, so officially 4th and 11. And here comes Michael Hilston onto the field to try another punt.
Caden Stearns back deep at his own 25-yard line away to the punt for Steele.
Good snap. Hilston, the right-footed kicker. This is one of his better kicks, end over end. Should get a good bounce, and it does. It landed around the 30. It will end up somewhere around the 10 or 11-yard line, and that's where it will be downed. And that's a good-looking punt. That's 45 yards for Mr. Hilston. They'll spot it at the 11, and that's where the Knights will start 1st and 10. So Xavier Martin, who's had some success, but not a lot of it so far tonight, sees his Knights tied with the Rangers 10-10 with 7:10 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The Knights some 90 yards away from pay dirt. Will try to put an offensive possession here together for them. The Ranger defense has been playing big all night. 2 receivers to the left. Here's a throw. That one looked for Smith, but thrown behind him, and he looks frustrated now. Onyx Smith, a 6'1", 190-pound junior with 12 receptions on the season, looks very frustrated that the balls thrown at him haven't been very accurate by Xavier Martin. That one, another one, not very accurate, and it goes incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
Absolutely. He's 8 of 18 thus far on the night throwing the football for Steele.
Xavier Martin in the shotgun. 2 receivers right. Thrown out there. It's C.J. Williams, and he's buried. That is Woodard, who put him down as soon as he caught it. It's 3rd and 11. No gain. The ball's at the 10.
Here we go. Hats off to the defensive secondary for Smithson Valley. Great coverage over there. When catches are being made, like in that instance, there's no room for advancing the football.
So they've got 2 receivers either way on this possession. 2 of 7 on 3rd down tonight. The Knights. Xavier Martin in the shotgun. Calls for the snap. Gets it. Straight back. Looks left. Now has pressure. Gets away initially, but not this time. As that is a great job of continuing his pursuit. C.J. Keller will get the sack inside the 5-yard line. Martin did a great job of avoiding it initially, but couldn't get away as no one was open.
C.J. Keller, Jacob Zuber back there with some help. They've been in that Steele backfield what seems like most of the night.
It'll be a punt block kind of look, I know, as Woodard goes deep at his own, or at the Steele 45. Brendan Brady is listed as the punter, though that doesn't look like him. Here's a good snap, a quick, and they ran into the kicker. We'll see if there's a penalty or not, and here it comes. Woodard catches it, moves left, gets away from a couple of defenders, across the 40 before he's pushed down. But there is a penalty flag in the backfield. It was Brendan Brady who kicked it, but that could be a first down. We'll see. It's 4th and about 16, and I'm not sure if that's an automatic first down or not, as the referee now asks his official team to kind of come together so they can talk about it. As the flag is in the end zone, and we'll have to see what the call is made. I don't know that it's a personal foul running into the kicker, but again, we'll have to see what the call is. 5:38 to go, 3rd quarter. We're tied at 10-10. Steele and Smithson Valley. The Ranger defense seems to be staying on the field, so I'm guessing this is going to be a personal foul, and they're going to, well, the Ranger coaches are not thinking so. And Larry Hill is saying exactly right. The one Smithson Valley player got pushed into the kicker. Another one was there too with contact. 2 different Smithson Valley players made contact with the kicker. I just don't know that any of it was very harsh.
No, it didn't seem like either player did make harsh contact with the kicker.
But now he's explaining things to the Steele coaches. So again, we'll just have to wait for the call, as this one will be a big one. The Ranger defense is coming off the field, so it's not going to be a personal foul. And it looks like the play is going to stand, as that was the question they asked the Steele coaches. Woodard's punt returned. I'm not even sure where they're going to spot it. Looks like it at the 39 is where they're going to spot Woodard's return, and that's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10, because the penalty, they just pick it up. Here it is. Maybe we'll get a signal now. Running into the kicker is the call. It's declined because they would just have to kick again from their end zone, so they'll take it right now. The Steele will take it with their defense manning up at the 39-yard line.
And yet again, another huge performance that time by the Smithson Valley defense.
So here comes the offense. They actually will add those 5 yards on the running into the kicker after the return to the ball at the 44-yard line, and that's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10. Again, 5:38 to go, 3rd quarter action from Ranger Stadium here on the Ranger Network. Atkins, shotgun, 2 receivers to the left, a man in motion to the left. They'll fake the handoff, and I think there was movement on the offensive line, so they continue to go backwards on this drive. Illegal procedure, the call. It'll be 1st and 15.
And Michael Romano down there for Steele, or correction. That was Jaden Jackson down there for Steele making that indication.
4 penalties, 30 yards for the Rangers now, as they'll be back to the 49-yard line. So it started at the 39. The running into the kicker take it to the 44. Now the illegal procedure at the 49, and we haven't run a play yet. So Martinez, the receiver left, Dylan right. 2 backs in the backfield. Here's Dylan on the move. The hand up the middle to Deaton. Had a little bit of a seam, but not far. He'll try to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but only get about 3 of it. It'll be 2nd down and 12.
That time it looked like the left side of the Smithson Valley offense getting a little hole that time, getting a little more room. Maybe this will be opening up that Steele defense just a little bit from what we saw in that play, if that's any kind of indication.
A little bit of a gap, but not enough. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left now for the Rangers on 2nd and 12. Atkins, shotgun snap, looks right, now left. Ball fakes, now throws over the top for Martinez. Boy, it looked like a Steele guy went up for it. I think it's Starnes, and I think he came down with it.
Interception.
Actually, Javon Cardwell will get credit for the interception. The cornerback over there for Steele, and there's a turnover by the Rangers. The interception will spot the ball at the 27-yard line. Will start 1st and 10.
So we're getting late in the third quarter with just under 5 minutes left to go, and you don't need turnovers like that at this point in the game, especially tied at 10 like we are.
So the Knights will come out with 2 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far side. Xavier Martin, who's had some tough going tonight. 8 of 18 passing. Has a lone setback behind him. Takes the shotgun snap, gives it to Brady. Going right, runs into a defender. Wiggles away for maybe a yard as they try to get away from the defensive end or the defensive tackle, C.J. Keller, but he wouldn't let go. They'll spot the ball at the 38-yard line, so a gain of 1. It is 2nd and 9.
And, of course, coming over to seal that off was Jack Gibbons once again from his linebacker position for the Rangers. Big game for that young man.
Brendan Arnold is the defensive tackle in there for the Rangers. He hasn't had his name called in a while. Be nice for a big play here. Martin fakes it, now keeps it. He'll wiggle right, gets around 1 defender. Now gets chased by Gibbons. He gets away, gets to the sideline before he's dragged out of bounds. So a great job of elusiveness that time by Xavier Martin as Pierce gets the tackle on the sideline. It's 3rd and about 4 now for the Knights.
He got free. As a matter of fact, that's probably the second positive running play for Martin this evening. The other to pick up a first down back in the first half.
So 3rd and 4, a big play for the defense again with 4:11 to go here in the third quarter. 10-10 your score. Martin wants to pass, has a slot receiver. It's the tight end. A nice catch by Rashid Beecham as he catches the ball and scrambles up to near midfield. A first down for the Knights at the 48-yard line. So back in a hurry, here's Martin. Keeps it after a fake of a handoff. Wiggles left. He's caught and knocked back by Beam. And as that happens, he tries to get back going forward. And it's cleaned up by Mr. Pierce. Mason Pierce pushes him out of bounds near the 50, just inside. I think they'll spot it at the 49. It'll be 2nd down and about 7.
The old Beam Pierce 1-2. Great job defensively. Once again, that defense for Smithson Valley's looking sharp thus far.
So 2nd and 7 for the Knights at the Smithson Valley 49. Martin fakes a handoff, drops straight back, has some pressure. There's a hold. Here's a pass completed. Wow. It's C.J. Williams who scrambles into the end zone, and the Knights have gone up by the score of 16-10 with the extra point to come. A nice job by Martin to put it on the, boy, that's a streaking C.J. Williams and put it right in the numbers. Williams avoided 2 defenders to get into the end zone. And the Knights go up 16-10. The extra point to come. Matthew O'Brien will wait for a good snap. The hold's not bad, and it's blocked. And then we fall on it. It was Woodard, I think, who got a hand on it to block it. And then he rolls over onto it, so the play is effectively over. And they fail on their extra point try.
And you know, you wonder with 3:10 left to go here in the third period how big that mixed extra point could be later on in the contest. You know, as we were talking about a little bit earlier, Martin coming into this game just under 1,000 yards of total offense. I'm sure this game has put him way over. But even though he has struggled for the most part this evening, wow. Thus far, as a matter of fact, as we look for his numbers, he's 11 of 21, 227 yards in the air thus far. He's got a touchdown and a pick this evening. Sometimes that's all it takes. It just takes that one play to break you up.
So the Knights will kick it off again, and the Rangers will receive. It's Dillon and Woodard that are back. It's 16-10, the Knights over the Rangers. But again, the extra point failed, so we're off from what you would expect after a touchdown. And this is a high pooch kick again, and a fair catch made by Woodard at the 30. Looked like he might have had time to catch that one and run somewhere. But again, when they're pooch kicking and they're leaving it short, you don't really need to take a chance and have a turnover because you catch the ball and start running and get popped.
But due to the fact you're not in too bad a field position, as a matter of fact, you're starting at your own 30 this time, got to take advantage of it and get that offense to move in the football.
Indeed, they need a drive here to answer the Steele score. 3:10 to go in the third quarter. Atkins, 2 receivers either way. A lone setback behind him now. Shotgun snap. He'll fake it. He'll follow the running back through the hole. A helmet comes off. It's a Ranger helmet, and I bet that's Josh Atkins. He'll run it up to about the 32, so a gain of 2. As his helmet comes off, he has to come off the field for a play. See who goes in at quarterback for Josh Atkins here. Looks like Michael Hilston. No, it's Grochet's in there, yes. Davis Grochet takes the snap, gives it to Deaton, going right. We have a couple of blockers, but they can't block enough, and he'll scramble ahead and get about 3 yards up to the 35, and that'll set up a 3rd down and 5. Good pursuit on the defense that time by Steele as they got Grochet near the sideline, and that's the cornerback Carter, the bigger part of the play.
All right, 3rd and 5 right now, as you were mentioning, for Smithson Valley. What you need is a first down. You've at least got to get the first down right now to kind of set your frame of mind, get the momentum back on your side, and take it on into the fourth quarter as we're running out of time here in the third.
Game clock down near the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. Atkins back in, 2 receivers either side. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, has pressure, avoids it, now on the run. Across the 30, he'll try to avoid a defender, and he'll run for a first down himself. Tough run by Josh Atkins. Finally tackled by Cardwell over there just past the 40. It's a gain of 6, up to the 41, and a first down for the Rangers.
Gutsy run by Atkins. He saw that first down marker and just wasn't going to be denied that time.
Indeed he wasn't. The senior, who's rushed for over 700 yards in his career, including 24 touchdowns. And there appears to be a timeout on the field. There's someone down. Must be a Knight defender. Haven't seen a timeout called, or just timeout on the field. I don't know. What do you guys, have you seen anything?
According to the scoreboard, both teams have all 3 timeouts left. And I'm not seeing anybody.
Well, I don't see anybody down on the field, but
that's it. Wait a minute.
The defensive lineman.
There we go.
Oh, on the far sideline. Okay. So there is someone down on the field, but I don't think it'll take much longer. Both teams kind of huddling up with their respective coaches. The Smithson Valley offensive unit is getting some last-minute instructions on what play they're going to run here on first down as the ball's at the 41 after the nice run by Josh Atkins. The Knights are back on the field. The defense is. Now the referee's finally going to blow his whistle and I think get the Rangers back. As he starts the play clock, that'll do it, and here come the Rangers. So the player that was shaken up on the far sideline is still on the far sideline, but he's all the way out of bounds now, and play will resume. Clock runs with 1:40 to go in the third quarter. The Knights up 16-10. Atkins wants to throw, has pressure, gets sacked. On first down, it'll be a loss of about 5 or 6 to see where they're spotted. They're spotted at the 35. So it'll be 2nd down and 16 for the Rangers with 1:22 to go in the third quarter.
I believe that was Crosland that came over and made the stop on quarterback Atkins, and that young man's had himself a whale of a game thus far this evening as well.
So receivers come in and out for the Rangers. 1 to the left, 3 to the right. Atkins has a long second down. Takes the snap. Short drop. Avoids a defender. Now throws it to the sideline for Martinez, but actually it is incomplete. Not intended for Martinez, but instead aimed at Michael Hilston. But it goes awry and out of bounds, and now it's 3rd down and 16.
So it's 3rd and long, obviously a passing play for Smithson Valley. They've had good success thus far this evening. 3 of 8 on 3rd downs. Well, 3 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. They've had their success in the air. Let's see if that may continue for them.
Atkins back in the shotgun. 57 seconds to go in the 3rd. The Knights up 16-10. Atkins, nice ball fake. Looks across the middle. Throws it across the middle. It's Josh Dillon who catches it. Gets hit. Hangs on. It's a 1st down. Inside Steele territory. Marked at the 31-yard line.
Just when you needed it. Just when you needed it. Huge pass and catch that time. Dillon was right there. Johnny on the spot to haul that in.
Josh Dillon, who didn't have big numbers last week but did 2 weeks ago, makes a nice 34-yard reception from Atkins and a 1st down for the Rangers. Now at the Steele 31, smelling the end zone. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, 2 backs in the backfield with Atkins. Takes the shotgun snap. It's a stretch run to the right by Deaton. He needs a block, doesn't get much. Nice tackle on the play by the Steele Knights, and that's Alex Allenby. One of the backup linebackers comes in and makes the play. A short gain, a yard for Deaton.
Moving that chain, that may be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
The 3rd quarter will come to an end unless the Smithson Valley Rangers snap it in a hurry, and there's no real reason to, as the game clock does go out. So we've played 3 quarters complete. It's Steele 16, Smithson Valley 10. We'll be right back on the Ranger Network.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Security Bank, Ferris Orthodontics, GVTC, Wick Productions, HEB, Rangers Network, Chicken Express, Pizza Hut, Red McCombs Ford, and Smoky Moe's. Hey Rangers fans, have you joined the Rangers Network? If not, now's the time. It's easy and free to subscribe. Get your phones out. Text the word Rangers to 42828 to stay in touch with all the latest Rangers news. Want that again? Text the word Rangers to 42828. Go Rangers!
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and SAFord.com.
And it's 4th quarter time from Ranger Stadium. The Smithson Valley Rangers trail the Steele Knights 16-10, but have the ball 2nd and 9 from the Steele 30-yard line. Atkins sends 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Has a lone setback, that's Deaton behind him. And he'll follow Deaton through the hole. Got a block from Deaton and gets near the 1st down marker, up near the 20. We'll have to see the spot. I think it's around the 21 is the spot, and that should be enough for a 1st down.
Absolutely saw the opening and took advantage of it. Man, what a night for Atkins. What an incredible night he's having thus far.
So again, the Rangers had 24 attempts for 54 yards before that play, but a big 1st down run by Josh Atkins of 10 yards, or 9 yards, gets him up to the 21 where it's 1st and 10. Atkins with a receiver right, 2 to the left. 2 backs in the backfield with him. He'll sprint out this side. Deaton will take the stretch handoff. He'll get caught in the backfield, escapes 1 tackler, and gets up to the 20-yard line for a gain of 1. So some tough running by Mr. Jaden Deaton, but only a gain of 1.
At least he's moving the ball in the right direction.
No doubt about that. So the Rangers see themselves, well, actually they spotted at the 21, so he got back to the line of scrimmage, but that was yeoman's work because he was hit back near the 25-yard line. So some receivers go in and out for the Rangers. They'll send 2 to this side, including fullback Caleb Rude. 1 receiver to the right now, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 kind of in a slot. Here's Atkins. He'll follow the running back through again. Gets a great block from Deaton. Follows him through the hole. Up inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, where it will be 3rd down and 3 for the Rangers.
I like it. They're finding a way, Smithson Valley's offense, to spread out that defense. And, of course, once the ball is snapped, it's leaving the middle of the field totally open. And you got to take your cap off to Atkins. Boy, he's taken great advantage of it thus far.
And Deaton's putting a lick on either the middle linebacker, Morris, or Ivory, one of the outside linebackers. Somebody's in that hole ready to make the tackle on Atkins. But we've had 2 good blocks on 2 different runs. Here's Atkins with 2 receivers left. Fakes a handoff, rolls to his left. No one's open. He gets tracked down and brought down at the 20-yard line.
Penalty marker.
There is a penalty marker, and maybe it's a face mask. That would be in favor of the Rangers and be good enough for a 1st down, I believe.
Well, it's in the vicinity where it could be. They certainly didn't throw it in the Ranger backfield.
Well, they're not real worried about where they're spotting the ball, I can tell you that, because the guy with the ball is kind of wandering around with it. The flags are around the 15-yard line. And we'll have
personal foul face mask.
Personal foul face mask is the penalty call by our referee. It'll be half the distance to goal from the 15-yard line, which puts it at the 7, and I'm not sure how that works, but we'll take it. So half from 15 is 7, so it's 1st down and goal for the Rangers at the 7-yard line. They'll break the huddle in a hurry. 1 receiver either way. A tight end to the left, 2 backs behind him. Josh with now in a man in motion. They'll give it to Deaton up the middle, has a seam, pushes into the end zone, and he scored. Jaden Deaton says he will not be stopped and carries a couple of defenders into the end zone, including Mr. Ivory, J.C. Ivory, who had a hand on or an arm around him. And the Rangers have tied the score at 16 all with the extra point to come.
The biggest run on the night thus far for Deaton, and wouldn't you know, it would be to tie the ball game up in the 4th quarter.
Here's Mason Reed, a nice hold after a low snap. The kick is up and it's good, and the Rangers have taken a 17-16 lead with a lot of time left, 9:43 to go in the 4th quarter, but the Rangers are up by 1, 17-16. We're back in 1 minute.
Carpooling with Coach. You're up early to coach those Rangers, and we're up early to make great smiles. What a great idea.
I agree. You guys do the driving. Gives me a little time to watch some game film.
You mind if we play a little bit of music this morning? Hey, Coach, that was so much fun. What time should we be here to pick you up?
About the time the Rangers wore red.
Well, we're back because they want to kick off in a hurry. 11 plays, 70 yards, 5.5 minutes on the drive. The 7-yard run by Jaden Deaton, part of his 29 tonight. The 7-yard run for the TD, his longest of the night. There's the kickoff. It's back to Brady from the goal line, up to the 20. Breaks a tackle, breaks another to the 35. He's finally dragged down. Special teams play. Nice job that time by
Taylor Nixon on that.
Yeah, or Tyler McCracken also got in there too, 81. So a nice job after it looked like Brady might break that one. He gets up to the 35 and Steele will have it 1st and 10 there. The Knights, though, trail the Rangers 17-16 with 9:35 to go in the game.
And here we go. What's left in the tank for the Smithson Valley defense? We're about to find out.
We are indeed.
Ain't we having fun now?
We are. Ranger defense will be called upon for another stop. as the Knights and their explosive offense of 47 points a game right now at 16. Martin gives it to Williams on a run left, has some room, gets popped by Woodard and knocked back on his backside, but he does get up to the 40 for a gain of about 5 before he is knocked back.
Woodard did pop him. I felt that up here, and that was boom. Big hit that time.
He put a shoulder pad right in the middle of his chest at the 39, so a gain of 4. It's 2nd and 6. Trayvon Merrick Woodard with the defensive stop on that one. Martin hands it off. This looks like Weathers, and he'll wiggle through the defenders. Nix brings him down near the first down marker. They'll keep him at the 44, so it'll be 3rd and 1.
Big play right now for that Ranger defense.
2 backs behind him. Xavier Martin, 3 of 9 on 3rd downs, and it looks like they'll get this one, as they'll run the ball over the right side. Looks like Brady for a couple of yards to the 44 and a first down for the Knights. It's 1st and 10.
Ramirez in on the stop that time for Smithson Valley.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights, 8:40 to go in the game. Here's Brady, left side, has some room, then Jack Gibbons shuts the door. Brady goes down hard, kind of on his head. They'll credit him up to the 49. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
That's the thing. Just when you think that Steele's got the door open, about to make a big run, Smithson Valley cuts it off. As you were mentioning, Gibbons, another huge play defensively.
So the drive continues as we'll near 8 minutes when they snap this one. Xavier Martin trying to orchestrate another game-winning drive for the Knights. He'll drop back, he'll pass, has pressure. It's a screen to Brady. One man to beat, and he does it. I think it's Fullen or Nix. No,
that was Nix.
It's wow. Taylor Nix makes a shoestring type of tackle just across midfield. They'll mark it at the 47. That brings up 3rd down and 3. They've got to get to the 39 for a first down.
Big play.
7.5 minutes to go in the game. Smithson Valley leads it 17-16. Martin takes the snap, gives it to Brady, going left. A couple of defenders there. He won't get away. Let me see. Whistles.
Nix has the football. I don't know if it was a fumble.
I don't think it was. I think that's why the continuous whistles came. But they stopped Brady that time right at the 50-yard line. It's 4th and about 6. Will they punt with 7:07 on a running fourth quarter clock? Brady's going back in punt formation. Woodard will go back to receive it for the Rangers. Be leery of a fake.
Wow.
Rangers put 10 guys on the line looking like they're all going to go after it. The punt by Brady goes straight up in the air. It might cover 10 yards, maybe 15. Gets a Steele bounce, and boy, it's going to be a great punt now. That ball traveled about 14 yards in the air past the line of scrimmage, but then rolled another 30 yards. It lands at the 15-yard line, and that's where the Rangers will start 1st and 10, but they do have the lead. It's a 35-yard punt, no return. Again, more than 20 of those yards were on a roll after the ball went almost straight up and came down and had a great end-over-end bounce.
Still plenty of time left on that clock, as you were mentioning. A little over 6.5 minutes left. Ball control offense right now. That's what the Ranger offense is going to need.
Indeed, they need to hang on. A couple of first downs would be nice to work some clock here. And no turnovers. Tight end right, 2 receivers left. 2 backs in the backfield with Atkins. He's going to run it himself. Has a seam. Has near first down yardage as he's not dragged down till he gets to the 25. I think they'll mark him just short of the 25. It'll be 2nd and short. Boy, that was a nice job of interior blocking by the right side of the line. And that is great work by Scherber and Antonelli, who opened up a seam for him there.
Absolutely. Big gain once again by Josh Atkins. And, that seems to have been working for him very, very well all second half long.
Rude is the receiver, broke to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Now Rude comes back in the backfield. They'll run it left. It's Deaton trying to stretch it. Not much room, not much room, not much room at all as he's wrestled to the ground, but I think he got a first down as he muscled himself across the 25. It's 1st and 10 for the Rangers as we go under 6 minutes to play.
Ivory on the stop that time along with Jaden Jackson for Steele. And yeah, as you were mentioning, Deaton just wasn't going to be denied once again.
So the Rangers, the clock runs. 5:45 to go in the game. The Rangers up 17-16. They'll take their time as the play clock's now at 10. Larry Hill finally, that's not Larry Hill, but one of the offensive coaches finally signal in what they want. The play clock's at 3. We'll have to call a timeout, and we do. The Rangers will take their first timeout of the second half. With 5.5 minutes to go, it's Smithson Valley 17, Steele 16. We'll be right back on the Rangers Network.
Hey Rangers fans, have you joined the Rangers Network? If not, now's the time. It's easy and free to subscribe. Get your phones out. Text the word Rangers to 42828 to stay in touch with all the latest Rangers news. Want that again? Text the word Rangers to 42828. Go Rangers!
This November, vote for a man who knows how to be an American in America for Americans. Vote for Coach Hill for President of the United States. He's not afraid of anything.
And then the ninjas come out of the forest.
Ninjas?
Who wouldn't vote for a president who had ninjas in their video?
But I don't want to be the president.
But you're from Texas, Coach, and that makes you a shoo-in. I'll make sure to put that in the video.
But it doesn't matter, because I don't want...
I know! We should get John Wayne to be in your video.
John Wayne?
I can hear it now. The new president of the United States of America is...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just have to say that if I was president, I couldn't coach football anymore.
Well then, I'm officially resigning as your campaign manager and vice president.
Okay then.
Coach, how tall do you think you have to be to run for president?
This political ad was paid for by Wick Productions. Watching a video is just better than reading stuff.
For the Rangers, Josh Atkinson now 6 of 10 throwing, 192 yards or 32 yards every pass completion. Total yards now 316 for the Knights, 279 for the Rangers. Boy, about 3 first downs here for the Rangers would go a long way to preserving this 1-point lead here on the Ranger Network. It's Smithson Valley 17, Steele 16. The Rangers 1st and 10 from their own 25. Atkins will keep it.
Here we go again.
Finds a seam, finds enough. He'll get another first down as he'll get to the 36 before he's dragged down. And the Steele defenders now getting frustrated that they can't stop him sooner, and that's the middle linebacker, Turin Morris, on the play, but very frustrated that he's able to get through the line.
And that's been working for him all half long, as I mentioned. So great work from that offensive line, especially the right side of that line for Smithson Valley.
Josh and the offensive coaches saw something at halftime. Earlier they were sending Deaton through to hit the key block. Now they're just trapping, if you will, and getting some influence blocks and having a seam for Josh to run through. Atkins takes the snap.
Do it again.
A little confusion there as the running back went left and he tried to hand it off right. Josh will take it himself up near the 40, a gain of about 4. It's 2nd down and 6. And the Steele Knights have another player down on the field who looks like he's in bad shape. So with a timeout on the field, we will take it as well. We'll be back.
It's time for football, and Red McCombs Ford is powering the Rangers to another successful season. So go Rangers and good luck from Red McCombs Ford, the truck capital of Texas, and SAFord.com.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Security Bank, Ferris Orthodontics, GVTC, Wick Productions, HEB, Rangers Network, Chicken Express, Pizza Hut, Red McCombs Ford, and Smoky Moe's.
We're back to a quiet Ranger Stadium as the young man who is injured for Steele is still down on the field, and they're bringing the EMTs with a stretcher out now to try to get him off the field as he has not moved a whole lot since he first went down on a first down run. Bringing up a second down and about 7, but that's really irrelevant at this point, as I do get word that his legs have been moved, so some of his extremities have moved, as they will try to get him on the stretcher now and off the field. There is 4 minutes and 43 seconds to go in the game. The Rangers of Smithson Valley lead the Knights of Steele 17-16 in what is the district opener for both teams, as it's district opening weekend on District 27 6A. Earlier tonight, we told you Judson was leading New Braunfels, Canyon was leading Wagner, and Clemens was leading East Central. We'll try to get some updates on those scores as we have a moment here and see if we can get an update. The only one that was remotely close was Canyon and Wagner, so maybe we can see what they're doing in that one. In the fourth quarter now, it looks like it is Canyon 20, Wagner 7.
Wow.
Judson all over New Braunfels 41-13, and Clemens all over East Central 49-14. So this is the closest of all the district games tonight, and probably I imagine there were some people who didn't think it would be the closest game because they didn't expect the Smithson Valley defense to play like they have tonight, and that has been total all-out effort as the Rangers have a 1-point lead, 17-16. Again, 4:43 to go in the game, and the young man again still on the field as they're trying to work a way to get him up onto the stretcher. We do give our EMT folks a lot of credit for doing all that they're doing. They have now it looks like they've secured a leg. Is that what you guys see, like an air cast on his, what would be his right leg?
I am totally not able to make it out from this angle. I think we're about to find out here in just a couple of moments, though.
Yeah. We're going to take another timeout. When we come back, we'll have more as we have a break in the action. 4:43 to go in the fourth quarter. The Rangers up 17-16. We'll be right back on the Ranger Network.
What gives? Oh, check it out. He's buffering.
That's super annoying. He really ought to sign up for GVTC's internet service with SpeedSync. Up to 100 megabits download speed and up to 100 megabits upload speed, too.
That's fast. Finally, he'll stop buffering at the worst times.
Call GVTC today for SpeedSync internet service and say bye-bye to buffering. GVTC, just plain smart.
When he's done loading, this is going to be hilarious.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Security Bank, Ferris Orthodontics, GVTC, Wick Productions, HEB, Rangers Network, Chicken Express, Pizza Hut, Red McCombs Ford, and Smoky Moe's.
The Rangers up 17-16. Will be at under 4.5 minutes to go when they snap the ball. 2nd and 7 from their own 40-yard line. Atkins, 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. That's Woodard. Josh takes the snap. He'll run it up the middle. He'll get a couple before he's pushed back as the defense with some extra energy gives him about 2 yards, maybe 3 to the 42. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 for the Rangers as everybody on the middle part of the line, including Josh Crosland and linebacker Turin Morris was in on that one, and Josh got 3.
Braden Surley also in on that. Seems like they were ready for him that time, but the clock continues to wind down. As you were mentioning, this a huge 3rd down play for Smithson Valley to try and keep this drive alive.
Smithson Valley about 33% on 3rd down so far tonight with 3:40 to go. Atkins, 1 receiver either way. Now in motion, it's Woodard. They'll give it to him coming left. It's a receiver sweep. If he can beat 1 man, he has a chance, but they will gang tackle him and keep him in the play of field. So the clock will continue to run as they'll spot him up to the 44. And I think Steele will call timeout with 3:23 to go. They'll use their first timeout. Woodard's gain up to the 44, bringing up 4th and 2, but there is a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here on this one as the Ranger offense will no doubt, at least in my opinion, no doubt punt the ball away. But you've only got a 1-point lead, and there's still 3 minutes to go, and you're playing the most explosive offensive team, I think, in the vicinity, the Steele Knights.
Morris and Cardwell in on that last stop for Steele. And I don't know if it's going to be difficult to turn this over to the offense. The defense has really got to rise to the occasion this time. As you were mentioning, it does look like the punt team is on for Smithson Valley.
I don't think you have much of a choice, because if you don't make it, they get it inside midfield. If you do punt it, they might have to go 70 or 80 yards. Michael Hilston will try to put a good foot to it. The snap is good.
Oh.
He bobbles it, now kicks it. Not a bad kick for a bobble. A fair catch will be made by C.J. Williams, and he'll catch the ball, and that's where the Knights will start at the 23-yard line, their own 23-yard line with 3:19 to go. Almost trouble there as Hilston mishandled a snap, which wasn't bad. It was a little bit low below his waist, but he picked it up quickly and got a good foot into it. A punt of 33 yards. Now the Knights have it with 3:19 to go and 77 yards to go to take the lead. Not exactly the position you would want to be in, but at least you have a 1-point lead if you're a Ranger fan.
Yeah, this is why you play the game. It all comes down to this. 3:19 to go, as you were mentioning.
Steele's offense on the field. Xavier Martin motions Williams in motion. Takes the snap, looking right. Looks for Williams, not there. Comes back left. It could be picked off. It's incomplete, and they're going to call interference. That's Smith again, Onyx Smith, who went up for it. Looked like Ricky Rios and Trayvon Woodard both were there to defend it. Woodard was short, and I thought he got a hand on it. And that's going to be a very, very tough interference call again against the Rangers if that is the call. Because I think both guys jumped for the ball, and I at least where I grew up, when you both go for the ball and nobody's grabbing anybody, that's not interference. But they're going to march off 15 yards against the Rangers. Calling interference, it's first down with 3:13 to go. That one only took about less than 10 seconds. A 1-point lead for the Rangers, 3:13 to go in the game. It's first down Knights at their own 37. Defense has to step up again as it has all night. Here's Martin, a lot of time, looking ahead. That's Starnes. He catches the ball. He's loose. Across the middle he went. He breaks a tackle. Now gets wrapped up and thrown down by Taylor Nix, but not until he gets to the 19-yard line. And with 3 minutes to go, the Knights have advanced all the way to the Ranger 19. Another first down for the Knights. 48 yards on the pass play, 58 yards on the pass play to the 19-yard line. So the Knights with a 1st and 10. Handoff faked. Martin keeps it. He drags a tackler before the ball comes out, but I don't think it's a fumble. I think they'll mark him down. Martin gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and 10 from the 19. The clock runs with 2:28 and movement now here in the fourth quarter. Smithson Valley leads at 17-16. Each team has 2 timeouts. It's 2nd and 10 from the 19. The Ranger defense, which has been tremendous tonight, has to have one more stop to keep them out of the end zone. Martin, shotgun snap, straight back, looks left to the end zone. Coverage by Woodard. We'll see. They call it a touchdown. I think Smith went up and got it over Woodard's hands, and Trayvon went up high, but they're calling it a touchdown in the back corner of the end zone. I got to believe that's Onyx Smith because he's made all the big catches tonight. 22-17. No doubt they'll go for 2. Try to make it a 7-point difference. And I believe a timeout is called.
That was just huge. Right now they're high on adrenaline. And it seemed as this happened after Willoughby's injury. Just kind of lifted the team a little bit to another level. And sometimes that's all it takes is just something of that nature to spark an entire team. And you knew this was a high-powered offense coming into this contest this evening.
Well, the defensive stop here, what it does is it keeps the margin at 5, meaning all you had to do was score a touchdown to win and not score a touchdown, kick an extra point to tie it and go into overtime. But this is a big play for the defense because your offense still has to march a semblance of the length of the field wherever the kickoff ends up to come back and get this one.
You know, it's interesting. Although Martin has been in check for a good portion of the ball game, he's 14 of 24, 308 yards in the air tonight.
Some big plays. Those were 2 big plays. The one initially to Stearns that got him up to the 19, and then that nice throw and catch to Smith in the far corner of the end zone. Now they have a receiver wide open on the left side. Woodard goes out there finally. Now it's a broken type situation as they'll try to snap it with no blockers. And now Martin throwing right.
2-point conversion good.
That's Willoughby. 2-point conversion is good. And the Steele Knights have taken the lead 24-17 on the touchdown pass and now the 2-point conversion. 24-17, the Steele Knights lead with 1:57 to go in the game.
But that's the good news. I mean, the good news is there's still time left on the clock. The Smithson Valley offense has had a tendency of striking fast, and they still have 2 timeouts left.
We'll see if they kick it off like they have been, just the pooch kicks. They don't want to give it to Trayvon Merrick Woodard with any chance of a kickoff return. So I'll be curious if they continue to pooch it like they have the last several times. The Steele Knights lead at 24-17, a heartbreak kind of a situation for the Rangers, who came back and took the lead in the third quarter, and now here late in the fourth, they're down by 7. The kick will come momentarily. As Jason Fotakis, the senior kicker who's been kicking it, the pooch kick all night.
Here we go.
This one is again. And this is a fair catch called and successful by Cameron Livingston. The ball at the 26, and that's where the Rangers will start, 1st and 10. Clock did not move because of the fair catch. So Josh Atkins and the Rangers now have some work to do. They have 74 yards to go. The Knights did it in a little bit, just over a minute. The Rangers have 2 minutes, so they've got plenty of time.
Here it goes, big.
And the Steele looks like they're in a prevent kind of defense here. Atkins takes the snap, throws it. Nice looking pass to Woodard. I think he got interfered with, and there's no penalty flag.
No penalty marker.
Xavier Player was the defensive back, and he was on his back as he dove for the ball. I'm telling you what, if that's not a penalty, I don't know what is. Edwin Martinez, the intended receiver, I should say. And that one, the coaches are very active on it as well, but they know they've got to get a second down play in. 1:53 to go. Clock is stopped. Play clock at 20 as the signal is coming from the sideline.
Only 4 ticks off the clock to run that play.
Again, they look prevent. Three men deep, probably 25 yards off. A 3-man rush. Atkins fakes a handoff. Gets pressure, gets bumped, gets knocked down. My goodness, a 3-man rush, and they got to him. Amir Farmer, I think, put him down with the extra bump.
Yeah, it was Farmer from his defensive tackle position. That brings up 3rd and 15. This one huge for Smithson Valley. Got to pick up a big chunk of real estate if they're going to keep this drive alive and any hopes alive.
No doubt it's 4-down territory as the clock runs with 1:25 to go. They need to get a chunk of it here. Atkins surveys the field. 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Has pressure. Now has to find someone open. Throws a dart too high. Intended and incomplete. Intended for Grochette. So it's 4th and 15, and here's the ball game with 1:10 to go. The Rangers have to have a first down or the night will be over. They have to get out near the 36-yard line, and they're at the 22. So 4th and 14. Grotchett is left by himself. 3 receivers are right. Atkins, again with a 3-man rush by Steele, has to find enough time to get it up the field. Has some time. Moves the wrong way, now comes back, has pressure, gets wrapped up, throws it incomplete, and that's the ball game. As that's Smithson Valley turning it over on downs with 1:01 to go. The Steele Knights will have the ball and a 7-point lead, and that'll more than likely do it.
That's it. They can still stop the clock twice, but well, it was everything it was advertised to be. Absolutely. We were treated to a good one this evening.
We were. A heck of a ball game, and I tell you what, the Smithson Valley defense deserves better than a loss tonight because they played as good a defensive effort as I've seen in a long time from anybody.
They sure did. They sure did.
And they should take a lot of this with them to the remaining games. With a win, Smithson Valley will fall to 1-2 overall and 0-1 in District 27 6A. The Steele Knights will move to 3-1 and 1-0 in district play. More than likely the victory formation with 1:01 to go. Smithson Valley can stop them twice with timeouts. They'll snap it to Martin. He'll hand it to Brady. He'll be brought down by the Rangers safety Hansen. Smithson Valley will call a timeout with 58 seconds to go, and it'll be second down and about 9. He gives Brady gets a yard on the run. So a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here as the Ranger defense will be able to stop it one more time.
Checking around some scores from around the area, district scores. You were mentioning a fourth quarter score. Clemens on top of East Central, 56-14. It's Judson, big, on top of New Braunfels, 54-13. And the Canyon Cougars on top of Wagner, 29-13. I think you were mentioning Wagner undefeated at this point.
Yes, indeed.
So it looks like so far district standings, Judson looking like they're going to go on to be the only undefeated team right now in the district.
Steele Knights are good. The Rangers are good too.
Yes, they are.
That's what we can take away from this night.
And this is just a tough district almost, top to bottom.
It's a tough district indeed. So 2nd and 9, 58 ticks to go on the clock. The play clock down to 2. They're going to run out of time and have to take a penalty. They don't get after a timeout, they don't get the play called in time. So it'll be 2nd down and 14. Did he call a timeout?
He indicated that they did, so that may be it for
so they'll be out of timeouts. They will give them a timeout, and it won't be delay of game. The referee got an earful from Scott Lenhoff, but I don't know why he's yelling at the referee. He calls a timeout with his side judge over on the far side of the field. It's not the referee's fault. I didn't hear a whistle. In fact, none of us heard a whistle before the clock ran to 0, so I don't know who he's calling the timeout to, but Steele gets a timeout. That's their final timeout. They lead by 7, 24-17. They have the ball, 2nd down and about 9 from the 21-yard line. And they'll try that again here with the play clock to restart here momentarily. So Xavier Martin in the shotgun, fakes the handoff, and now he wants to run. I don't think he'll throw, and he won't get, he breaks a couple of tackles. I say he won't get much, but he broke about 3 or 4 tackles before he's brought down near the 20-yard line after a short gain. The Rangers will call timeout again and stop the clock with 49 seconds to go.
And I think that's the last time they can stop it.
And that is the final timeout for Smithson Valley. So when they snap it on 3rd and 7 and the play goes till 44 or 43, the play clock will be at 40. So it can go all the way down to 0, and then on 4th down, there'd be 3 seconds to go before they have to snap it. So, again, we said this would be a difficult scenario at best, and it looks to be proving out to be so, as, again, with 2 timeouts, not a whole lot you can do. You need to stop it 3 times to have any time left on the clock when it comes to 4th down. So the Ranger defense will huddle up again. The Knight offense is getting their instructions. The ball at the 19. So it is 3rd and 7 with 49 seconds to go. And again, the Knights trying to put this one in the bank.
That's true, but if you look at the scoreboard right now, and Steele on top of Smithson Valley 24-17, it's a far cry from last year's Steele 42-16 win over the Rangers.
And I was here that night.
Third down and seven.
It was not a bad game, but I'm not sure it was even that close. And Martin will take a knee after he takes some time off the clock. 45 seconds to go. The play clock restarts. There's about a 4-second, 5-second difference. So, and then Scott Linoff and the coaches are saying the play clock reset early, but it reset when his knee hit the ground. I watched it, so I thought it was all good. Who knows? Does it really matter at this point? Because whether there's 5 seconds or 4 seconds to go, and that's what it'll be, they can still snap the ball and run around until the clock runs out and go down. And statistically, it won't be good. The play clock ran out. The play clock ran out, and the game clock is down to 2. So they'll take a 5-yard penalty, and I think the Smithson Valley coach is saying that the game clock should be at 5. That was the difference. This is taking a long time to get to an inevitable conclusion, in my humble opinion. You never lose hope, you never lose hope, you never lose hope, but hope is ushering her way out the door. So again, the Knights with 5 seconds to go on the play clock need to run 5 seconds off on this 4th down play. Or Smithson Valley will get a chance at one play, and we know how dangerous that can be. Just ask Oklahoma State, who had an untimed play go against them and cost them a game a couple of weeks ago.
That's true. Stranger things have happened.
On a very bad call by a officiating crew. So again, they'll snap it to Martin. 5 seconds on the game clock. He will run around. There's an all-out rush. He takes a knee, and the game clock only went off 2 seconds, and now there's a penalty flag. And I don't know if that's against the Rangers. I don't know how only 2 seconds went down from the time they snapped it to the time he put a knee down. And they tackled him as he put his knee down, but I mean, how do you stop when he's standing up and you're lunging after him? Too many players around the officials as they're discussing this. The Knights are going to win it 24-17, but we are having a heck of a time trying to end this game. The ball spotted back at the 43 or 44 now. The officials trying to decide whether there's a penalty. There is a flag and what the penalty is. Here's a dead ball, personal foul against Smithson Valley. That would be an automatic 1st down, would it not?
I believe so.
15-yard penalty.
Yep. And barring any other strange, unforeseen circumstances, this should be the final snap of the ball
it's
game.
Smithson Valley ball because that was 4th down and it was a dead ball penalty. So with 3 seconds, the Rangers will have one play.
So it was not an automatic 1st down.
No, it was not.
Okay.
I should have realized dead ball means the play was over at Smithson Valley ball wherever they put it, and that's the case. It's at the Smithson Valley 27-yard line where Josh Atkins and the Rangers will have one more play. And I see 11 Knight defenders spread from about the Smithson Valley 30 all the way back to the Knight 30. So they are all over. You talk about a prevent defense. This is very prevent-oriented. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They have 12 guys on the field.
And you know what's coming.
They have 12 guys on the field, guys, don't they?
Let's see.
Atkins gets pressure, escapes it, throws it up to, and then a lateral to Deaton, and then a lateral to Josh Atkins, now to the offensive lineman, back to Josh Dillon, and he's tackled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They had 12 guys on the field, folks. It doesn't matter, though. The game is over and the Knights win it. It is a final from Ranger Stadium. The Steele Knights have come in and taken this one away from the Rangers in the district opener for both teams. 24-17. The Knights defeat the Rangers. Steele over Smithson Valley, 24-17. We'll be back with our post-game show after these timeouts.
Tonight's broadcast on Rangers Network is brought to you by Security Bank, Ferris Orthodontics, GVTC, Wick Productions, HEB, Rangers Network, Chicken Express, Pizza Hut, Red McCombs Ford, and Smoky Moe's.
I brought you here tonight to reveal our secret weapon defense. It's a real game changer. When our men are tired and hungry and don't want to go home and cook, but they're starving for great food at a great price, we're gonna call the Delicious Double Wing.
You can't lose when your family calls the Delicious Double Wing and you stop by Chicken Express for our legendary chicken tenders and Chicken East sweet tea.
This is awesome. Who came up with this plan?
And we're back at Ranger Stadium, where the Steele Knights have come up with a remarkable 24-17 victory. And this is why they're the Steele Knights and why they are favored to go to state every year, because they make plays when plays are needed. And I would credit the Smithson Valley defense for making more plays than any other group tonight. So many big plays. But when Onyx Smith goes to the corner and out jumps Trayvon Merrick Woodard, we know that's a big play, because we know Mr. Woodard is the best athlete we've seen in a long time.
It's just another one of those situations that when you're that close, when you're staying within striking distance, it just takes that split second, and that's exactly what happened this evening.
The Rangers run for 106 yards on 34 carries, 3.1 a carry. The Knights end up with only 80 yards on 28 carries, down from their first half average over 4 to 2.9. Now, passing-wise, Martin, I should say, was up 14 of 25 for 308 yards, so a pretty good night for him, 1 interception. And for Josh, at one point, wasn't he 6 of 10, ends up 6 of 14 with a pick, 192 yards for him. So, again, total yards are kind of askew because of their last drive, 388 to 298. Each team with an interception. We had the only fumble loss, so 2 turnovers by the Rangers, 1 by the Knights. Time of possession, a little bit in favor of Smithson Valley, but not much. Penalties, both teams with 30 yards in penalties, both teams with 4 penalties. You know, punts, they average 45, we average 36, so field advantage to them. 11 first downs for both teams. They're 4 of 12 on third down, we're 4 of 11. I mean, it's a close game all the way through.
All the way around. Wasn't a blowout. It was a touchdown win, and the numbers indicate it.
Roland, any final thoughts?
Just looking forward to next week, keeping the season going, and seeing how these Rangers stack up. I still believe they're going to make the playoffs somehow. And when that second season comes around, it's anybody's ball game.
It is, indeed. So let me again say thanks to our stat man, Austin Milam. For Roland J., this is Tony Brubaker saying good night and God bless. The Steele Knights beat the Rangers 24-17 here on the Ranger Network.
Welcome to the Rangers Network. 24-hour-a-day access to news, game replays, original shows, live game night radio coverage, and more on RangersNetwork.com. Watch every home and away game the day after, complete in the way only the Rangers Network can bring it to you. Never miss an episode of Inside Rangers Football. Listen to all the games live on your smartphone with our exclusive live scoring screen. Rangers Network is your media hub for everything Rangers. Be a part of Rangers Network.